way.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the September 25th, 2024 session of zoning citation hearings and other matters. My name is Robert Maslin. I'm the hearing officer. For those who don't know me, I am not an employee of the city. I do this as a volunteer. So when you talk to me, you're talking to somebody other than the zoning department. There's an agenda. I may take a couple of items out of order just to try to move things along more efficiently. These are not formal proceedings as if you were in court. They're somewhat informal, but I want to keep some order to them as we go along. Do you need an interpreter for any of the?
Do not believe so. Anyone did not have one requested today.
Okay, all right. So why don't we start? I'm going to start. I know there's a request for Strawberry Hill, which is a brand new matter, and I usually do the new ones toward the end. I want to do 26 Wall Street first. My understanding is that a permit has been issued for that, and the remaining lingering item was payment of the permit.
Correct, yes.
And that's since been paid?
Yes, it was paid yesterday morning.
Okay. And you have a recommendation at this point?
I do want to recommend a
Why don't you state your name?
oh yes, I'm Ian, Deputy Zoning Inspector, City of Norwalk. For this matter, here's the decision form. This matter was brought up the citations back in April 22nd for a vape shop that was opened without permits. Within the prior hearings that was had for this item, we were told that the tenant was going to be evicted, but the eventually attorney for the tenants ended up getting the permit. The permit was applied for back in a few months ago. But here,
The permit's been issued.
the permit has been issued. Yes,
The fee's been paid. That was the only lingering issue. Do you have a recommendation in light of those facts?
I do want to recommend a fee be placed because there was a violation. They were operating without permits, and it did take more than 2 months to collect payment for the application, even though we had repeated contact with them requesting payment.
Since they're not here, I'm not going to do that now. So let's finish that.
Okay.
And then you said 143 Strawberry Hill.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Anyone here for that?
Yes, sir.
You want to take a seat here?
Absolutely.
Tell us your name and.
My name is Alan Vertucci Jr.
Thanks. This is a copy of what I have.
Yeah,
Here is this decision form for you.
this is the one you emailed me. Huh?
That's the citation.
Now, I
emailed.
got the new ones that went out September 18th. I don't know if that's the
Yes,
same,
that was the
one I didn't get.
there was a notice first, then the notice that was sent back in.
The one you're talking about from August. That you
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I never
Received that, yeah.
was aware or received.
Yeah, so the notice was sent out August 8th and the citation was mailed out the 16th.
You never got the notice?
No, they mailed, I have tenants in the property. I live in Westport. And I guess it was sent to the house, and I think maybe my tenant's wife must have signed for it, from what it looks like here.
Where do you send notices in non-owner occupied?
We sent it whoever's on the tax card and his information appeared on the tax card for this
Yeah,
address.
but my car taxes come to my Westport address, so that's incorrect too.
That is,
Well, that's probably because your registration address is what the assessor uses, so for the real estate. Unless you give them a different address, they're gonna send it to the
It
property,
was this, this
because
probably.
real estate and motor vehicle taxes are completely separate.
Okay.
Okay, so did you
All right.
request a hearing or?
No,
or we-
you guys requested the hearing. I guess my tenants were parking on the grass. There is a parking spot, and I guess they were parking an extra car there. So I wasn't aware of the situation. I brought it back to code. I planted seed. I put flowers around the driveway.
Okay, what's the status now?
This one, it
Are
does,
you working this through? This is brand new.
yes, this is brand new. We have been working
He
together.
went out and measured.
This is an older one. This does date back from 2021.
Right, but the citation was just recent.
Yes. On the 16th.
18th?
Yeah, this
So,
came
yeah.
on the 18th.
Yes.
I mean, he still has time to request a hearing, so what,
We have been working together, it's just a matter of one of the requirements that was placed on the previous notice violation that wasn't met, and that was this opportunity to talk about whether you would like to uphold the requirement. Because parking, it was expanded in the front without permits, it was remedied, but one of the requirements for the initial notice was to create a fence or
is
barrier.
he gonna be able to bring this into compliance?
It is already. I did. I put flowers around so no one parks.
Are these new photos?
This is new
Okay,
photos.
gotcha.
So
I
like,
had last, when that was last week.
you went out and measured the driveway, remember? So I brought the grass back up to the original, seeded it, and then I put flowers around so people know not to park on the
Why don't
grass.
we, continue this for a month and then you can get together with him and if
Sounds
you're
good.
satisfied, we'll dismiss it. If not, then
Works for me.
we'll do whatever works.
And my tenants were parking on the grass. I apologize. I didn't know, I wasn't aware of
Yeah.
this situation. I got this, my tenant calls me, and he's like, they were here in the city, they gave me a ticket, so they were scared.
Do your tenants understand that they can no longer park there?
Yes, that's why I made, with my tenant, we dug up where he was parking on the grass, we put seed down, we put flowers around the driveway, so nobody knows they can't park on the grass.
And I can confirm this one inspection, continue to a month, if satisfied, I can take it off.
Okay, got the,
Yes, that is, wait,
oh,
here you go. And these are the copies that you requested for when the house was built, the survey.
Right,
that was
just
done.
because it was, remember you said that this driveway, they want the turnkey driveway part, they can park there. That was on the original plans we
It wa-
discussed.
More of like it's good as basically where it's a proposed drive. I think idea was just as a turnkey, but it was not explicitly said, so that's kind of like that's upward interpretation with it, so.
I mean,
Then we
for
could
30 years, all
Right,
right.
yeah, but these are for you. as well. This.
Oh, well,
if-
beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess you can go back out there. and check it
Yeah,
out.
I'll send you an email by tomorrow.
No problem.
Sound good? Yeah,
I think I brought it back.
I do believe so, yeah, so I'll confirm that, we can
do
probably
you
get.
have a date for,
August, I have the 23rd. Sorry, October, I have the 23rd.
Now, again, if you go out and everything's at the point, I got a bunch of early hearing or.
I could close it out. This should be it.
October 23rd? 2 p.m.?
Yes. And if need be, I'll send notice.
Do you need notice or you? We're good.
Hey, we're gonna talk direct on the phone.
Okay.
And that would be at 2 p.m.
Yes. And I'll get you a copy of this too. I'll email you, I'll scan this.
Oh. Wanna go?
Sound good?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Ian, thank you. Thank
And
you,
they
man.
In Kendall Court?
He said that he is going to join on the Zoom.
I think he might be there. There we go.
Jeff, yes.
Yep, we can do the old,
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Might have put it up there.
hi Jeff, can you hear us? And, let's see if we can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. We can hear you too. All right.
You got a video?
Do you have a camera there, Jeff, or not?
I do, but I don't know how to make it work.
Press the button.
As
I'm
long as we
surprised
got you
the thing, yeah, I don't see a thing for camera here.
here.
Are we allowing video?
Should be along the bottom.
Yeah,
you-
it just says mute, raise hand, question and answer, captions, more. Let me see if more, disconnect audio. There's nothing about a camera.
Oh, stop video.
No, there's no stop or start video.
Hmm. Well, that is. All these things are different, so you never quite know.
That's true. That could be an issue with like the Zoom
Uh,
itself.
No,
Could
here, host, enhance. No, that's not doing it. That's the sound. Yeah, there's nothing about a camera here. Normally there is a camera.
Hmm,
It's not giving me that option.
yeah. Is that an issue there, council?
What's that?
Is that an issue?
Well, I'd prefer to see who I'm talking to.
No, fair enough.
What is Mr. Hall, what's the status of this?
It's still ongoing. It's still present.
What do we mean by
vessel. The vessel is a boat, I don't know what word terminology we're using, the boat is still there.
I get it. Yeah.
This has been going on since April?
Correct, I believe it's on my first hearing in, the end of May.
Yeah, was on a while ago.
Mhm.
Just passed this unanimously, supported to Julie.
Are you there?
Uh,
Oh,
Yes.
all right. Yeah, I spoke to Mr. Hall the other day and, you know, I told him the situation with the gentleman that was working on the boat, his father is having issues and was in the hospital. So he hasn't been able to go on it. I've been having trouble trying to find anyone who owns a boat, trying to find a good boat mechanic is ridiculously hard. So I mentioned to him about, just since no one complained about it and it wasn't brought to you, the zoning by a complaint, it was brought to by, I guess, somebody who passed by, who worked in a different department for the town, brought it to the attention of it because he was looking into something else. But I guess what he was looking into wasn't there either, but he saw the boat there and I guess he brought it to the attention of the zoning. So no one in the area made any complaints about it. I was wondering if we can just, I guess move on from this or
No.
however however we discussed it in the other day.
Like for that.
No, it's there, I got
You're
it.
gonna have
There's
to
no pictures.
find a way to make this comply, either
There's no new votes.
move it or bring it into compliance with the regulations that existed when you started to store it. I know
Well,
there's been a change.
we said that, I can cover it. I'm gonna probably wash it, make it all nice and everything, so it looks good from the curb. Trying to get a mechanic in there has been tough, and I do
Well,
want to.
you're not, the mechanic doesn't have anything to do with it. You're storing a boat on residential property and there are regulations that govern how you're supposed to do that. What's the issue? Setback and screening?
Location screening, yes.
So move it to the right location and screen it. Put plantings around it so that it's screened from public view and then you're in compliance.
So would covering it, Mr. Hall, would covering it in the boat wrap work?
No,
It would have to be in the rear too, like that is, it's the location, it'll have to be out the front yard and the screening too.
He's
There-
saying a boat wrap, that's not.
no,
Oh.
not, he's talking about the tarp.
A wrap.
Oh, wow, okay, yeah.
Would we?
So the answer is no,
Oh,
you
yeah.
cannot just
You
wrap.
can't
the
just,
boat for
can't just
screening.
wrap it. You have to screen it with something, a fence or
I mean,
plantings or something so that it's
Well,
screened.
would you want me to pull it up on the screen, like a picture just to,
Yeah,
all right, I can do that.
can you see what's going on here?
Well, I'm about to make that happen here, hang on. This wasn't the screen that was being shared, so.
Or just take one of.
Okay, here we go. Boop. Where is 8? Bingo.
Yeah, that's.
Okay,
there's
so,
no
well,
screen.
I got a screen, hang on, let me do
Share screen.
do a share screen real quick here. Okay, hopefully everybody can see that. So there's your boat.
Yeah, it's hanging out there. Isn't that in an area where you can't even park cars? It's in the front setback?
Correct, was that on CD1S, first, the front setback of 30 feet.
Is that 30? That's not 30
Well,
feet, is it?
It's additional 20 feet for the rear yard, for the rear
Well,
yard
that's the
requirement,
new
that's
one.
50 feet, yes.
There's gonna be new rules and it's gonna be just for passenger vehicles, not for recreational.
Well,
Recreational.
understood, but we had this conversation before where if somebody starts storing a boat 20 years ago, those are the regulations that are gonna apply. I mean, you take it out seasonally, but doesn't change the fact that you're using it in a legally non-conforming way. You haven't abandoned it, but the idea is to make it conform with whatever regulations are determined to apply. But it's always been required that you have some kind of screening.
Absolutely.
Has it always been that it be outside the front yard? Like behind the front setback line?
Yeah, it's as far back as the driveway goes. There's a hill, there's no other, you know, there's no backyard per se. I don't know if you can look at a topographical, there isn't really any backyard.
No,
The
I'm
house is
I'm
set far-
looking at the aerial here.
Yeah.
You have room back there.
Yeah, but that's a hill. All hill.
Let me go back here.
How about the other side?
Yeah, let me go back. That's where I was just gonna try and get a look-see here.
It won't fit on the other side.
I mean,
Well,
feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. The current setbacks for recreational vehicles, that has to be in the rear yard. Definition of the rear yard is front setback plus 20 feet.
that's the current regulations. But what are the old regs?
It would just be front setback, in this case, is 30 feet.
Okay,
So it has to be 30 feet and then
so it's gotta be 30 feet back.
Well,
plus screen.
staff would argue that the complaint and violation are under new regulations.
Why?
That's when the matter was brought to our attention.
Well, I understood, but how long has this use been?
So we would argue that often people indicate that their driveway itself we wouldn't have the same position as you, that's a use, because it's.
That's why I'm here, because sometimes I
Understood,
disagree with you and sometimes I disagree with the property owner.
right.
You know,
That's why-
I've had the boat for over 20 years and it's always been stored there and no one's, even to this date, 27 years later, no one ever complained.
I mean,
But now you're in the system, so we have to figure it out.
I mean, my personal opinion, I think if we hold them to new regs first, my opinion, I mean, I get where you're coming from there, counselor. I think that if we applied the old regs here, you know, the 30
Well,
feet's
that's
right,
my-
30
that's-
feet's right here, and then we have this,
I
that,
can't see where 30 feet is.
That,
right here.
That's
this-
30 feet?
This is behind the sidewalk, so I'm gonna assume that the property line's at the end of the sidewalk. That's a big
I
big
can't
assumption.
assume that.
That's a
That's
big
a big
assumption,
assumption.
but it could be the other way around. It could be going towards the house more, and then he's really out of luck.
Where, can you go on the GIS map?
I can do that, but that's based on the tax map, but we'll do that.
Well, yeah, but it's also much more accurate than measuring it off the sidewalk.
Let's see, I think we
May
can do
not be
that.
perfectly accurate, but
I gotta get this, this thing's killing me. This thing's killing me. I'm gonna stop share for
Yeah.
1 second here. This thing's killing me. So we need GIS, Everybody gets to see what I do on lunch, Facebook, ESPN, Yahoo. See that? Oh, where that?
you know, you can delete all that stuff.
I can. Yes, I could do that. These are if I didn't delete them, you know,
Mapping website, there you go.
yeah, if I didn't delete them, I'd never be able to remember where to go back again. So it's
8 Kendall Court.
2 L.
Okay, so
Now do the-
there, now I gotta do a screen share here real quick.
Well, no, do the
Hmm?
themes,
Yeah,
so you can get the aerial.
oh yeah, I'll just. All right, let's get some room here. Here we go. Well,
Oh, look at that.
I wasn't that
Pretty
far
close.
off, was I?
And measure from the green line 30 feet back.
Decades of experience.
Measure
Hey,
Y.
folks, while this is casual, it's not appropriate to comment.
Well,
That's 50.
right about there, and
That's
30
50.
is about right.
About that last bush. pretty much.
About the last bush. Yeah.
That doesn't, you don't have to push it back too far.
No. If we go by the old reg, it does not have to. I mean, he probably would have to get rid of some of this, over here,
What is that?
shrubbery.
Shrubbery.
Let me get the screen share going here.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. So yeah, it would be, you have to move back a little bit, but again, we're also going on assumption here that property line is accurate.
Oh, I
We gotta have
understand
the
it's off a
survey and
little
all.
bit,
Yeah,
just because, but
I mean, that would be, if you're. If that's your interpretation, counselor, that has to be 30 feet, then yeah, you still has to move it back a little bit here. And then
Well,
screen it.
well, the burden of proof is on the staff to make the violation case, but the homeowner has a burden of proof of showing that there's not a violation, or if there's a disagreement on which set of regulations apply, then we kind of put both arguments together and see which one wins. The
No.
simplest way through this is to come up with a solution that the staff is gonna be happy with. They're satisfied with, maybe not happy. And if it's moving it back to the 30 feet, putting screening around it somehow, it looks like your side lot line is pretty well screened.
This also could help a copy of an old survey. 55 feet to the stoop. I'm not sure if that's still accurate. This was, I think, when the house was first built.
Oh. Is that? I don't know
Yeah,
if that's-
along
this-
the left side of the boat is all shrubbery from the neighbors.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's the idea. You need it screened. And where does screening have to, and this is a question for the
Mhm.
staff, where does the screening have to be? All the way around it?
Street.
Or just-
facing, I believe.
From the street or from the adjoining properties, or what's the regulation require?
Let's
Believe it's street facing.
Because it's
Where's
the
new
same-
regs here? Oh,
The screening requirement is the same in the new
I'll do
regulations,
both.
right?
I don't know. Okay, then start with the old one, that's fine. I don't think the old regulations are gonna be helpful here, that's purely my opinion. Okay, this was an A B zone back in the day. B
Did you
zone.
see the,
B,
did
I
you
got
sign
it.
the share?
yes, let's see the green thing on top. Yes,
Okay, yep, we're sharing.
B zone.
Let's see. All right, here, storage of recreational vehicles owned or leased by the occupant of the dwelling, provided that such vehicles are located in accordance with the front yard requirements of the zone and effectively screened from view from the street and adjacent properties to the satisfaction of the zoning inspector.
Front side.
I would argue that's
Issue
everything.
at the back.
And that's, that basically says you have to be screened from everybody. The current regulations, if anybody is curious. I'll take these down here. And that's here. Nope, don't need that. That's, where is? No, the Zoom thing is killing me today. I gotta tell you.
Just double click, you get rid of that.
Okay, well, let's do this here. Let's do. These are the new zoning regs coming up here. Article 4. Would it be an Article 4 or would it be under limitations?
I think it would be like per zone, the screening requirements. Yeah.
Well, wouldn't you have it in your citation?
That's a fair point.
4.3.1 D? No. 4.3.9 A.
That's a use table there.
That's, we did this at adult storage instead of place our adult.
It's sort of moot, if we're holding the standard under the old regulations, the screening standard has to under the old regulations as well.
I think it's, but I think it's a cut and paste. I think we put the old regs and the new regs together.
We can do 30 feet back and screen from all sides.
Yeah.
But staff would recommend having it place 30 feet back and a screen from all sides. That is the
Kind of what
that is for the old regulations.
no, I got that.
License to NSA.
Mhm.
And if you're eligible, help you enroll over the phone. It's that easy. Call today.
Does this have, is this one of those with additional requirements?
That's where I'm heading.
Yeah, per zone, I believe.
This is the whole big table that goes on and on.
And
2.5 times faster the first time.
Boat storage.
Recreational vehicles.
Everyone 45+ to average risk should be their only answer. These folks are getting.
RET.
What page are you,
I'm at 280 right now, but I gotta try and find recreational vehicle here.
Under vehicle comment.
That would tick me off, to be honest with you.
Well, all this says is 4.3.9.
Yeah, that's
That's
the.
the use table for the
table
boat
there.
storage.
You know
That's
what?
we
Let me-
usually side them
I can
for.
probably try that. Let me do that here.
Into his jail for 130.
Principal use. Principal use was the.
And CD one.
Well, it's, I'm going down to limitations here.
I guess maybe vehicle kind of recreation.
Portable storage, no, you got this guy.
Or under storage.
It might actually be storage, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for.
Storage,
Not one, no,
Commercial.
recreation vehicles, there's, I know boat storage is in here as a separate.
yeah, but that, I think the point of the boat storage was like for, marinas and things like that. This is clearly, definitely not a marina.
The cable is on 246 for accessory use.
Right, that's where it says it's allowed, and then is it?
Hey, I don't even see that. Where,
For CD one off, I don't believe it is
outdoor
allowed.
storage.
This is a use table. Here we go. Accessory uses right here.
And they understand their fear when it comes to things like the price of boats or gas or your wages. It's interesting, I was thinking this guy that's we're.
The problem, and our regulations are not perfect with this here, Counselor. The
Well, I
current
realize that,
standing,
but how do you expect, if you can't figure them out, how do you expect a homeowner to figure them
no. I've been having that conundrum myself for 17 years,
out? No, I
Counselor.
got that.
Let's see.
Can you just do a search for boat storage?
Fine.
Next boat.
Oh, what was that?
Yeah.
Okay. So the word boat's not here.
Attorney Aslan, while they're searching,
Yes,
if we are accepting that we're going to hold them, the boat location under old regulations, then I think we don't need to explore what the current screening option is, because we'll go under
you go under the old ones,
regulations for the
Mhm.
screening
Okay.
requirement as well.
so he's just gotta screen it, move it back a few.
30 feet and not screen it.
Accept.
Mhm.
Okay. Did you hear that, sir?
Yeah, but if I'm gonna move it back, I can't put it on unstable ground. That's dirt back there.
So you gotta do something. I mean, this has been going on since April. And we
Yeah.
can't just keep continuing this month to month while you do nothing.
You know,
You come in every time and you say, I can't find somebody to work on the boat. The
is there,
problem is not working on the boat. The problem is where it's parked. And what the requirements are.
well, I can probably definitely screen it if that'll be acceptable in some way, shape or form. Either
mean,
by,
I mean,
Yeah.
the problem here is it has to be, I mean,
All right,
for the
hold-
department, yeah.
hold on,
Yeah,
hold
go
on. There's an issue with screening and satisfying the 30-foot requirement. I'm inclined, because we haven't taken evidence on this and started a hearing, I'm inclined to continue this 1 month for a firm date for a hearing where we're gonna hear evidence, and I'll make a factual determination and assess a fine if it's appropriate. Right now, we've been talking about ways to try to make this comply, and nothing's happened. It's parked in the same place it was in April. So nothing productive has happened.
Mhm.
And I've gotten, every time this has been in front of me, I've heard I can't find somebody to work on the boat. And
Well-
it's not an issue about working on the boat, it's an issue about how it's being stored. And I've made the argument for you that you should be under the old regulations, much to the kicking and screaming of the planning and zoning staff. But these are only preliminary discussions. I haven't had anyone sworn in to testify under oath or the usual things that go along with a formal hearing and a finding and assessment if one is necessary. But you've heard what the staff has said. It sounds like they would agree to a 30-foot setback with screening. I suggest you work that out with them. Otherwise, I'm gonna continue this 1 month to October 25th. Is that the date?
23rd.
23rd, I'm sorry, 2 p.m.
But is it normal course for a complaint to be made by someone who's working? I thought a complaint had to be made by someone,
It's here.
Yeah.
The complaint is in. Somebody referred this according to the memo that I have from.
yeah, but it was,
We take complaints from any and all city agencies when they feel that there could be a violation of city code. Whether we got the complaint from the public or not, we look to any city agency that has an inquiry or concern about a property. We look at their inquiry, and further, the city's Norwalk staff has every right from the right of way or the public realm, if they identify a violation, to take action, to take enforcement action. We use the form of a complaint or referral because frankly, there's a lot of violations in town and there's only 2 of us. So we got a referral in this case. It wasn't a complaint from a neighbor, so be it. It was a referral. We're taking enforcement action,
Did
but
this says it came in as a blight inquiry. Did the blight officer,
Yes. This was forwarded. from
yes,
the blight
this
officer,
was
yeah.
forwarded from the blight officer.
there's
Blight
your
officer-
complaint. Somebody made a blight complaint and it
no,
was.
it wasn't for the boat though. It was something, some lawn, somebody's lawn, from what I was told. Or,
Doesn't matter if they find a zoning violation while they're investigating a blight complaint, it's a zoning violation.
And then that's how it is. That's what,
That's how,
that's. I mean, if it, I've always told folks, if we do have the exact right to go around and tag every property where we see a potential zoning violation. I'd have a job for life until I'm 100 if that happened. So I'm not, we took a referral from another office saying that there may be a violation here. We investigated, confirmed. To be honest, there's no turning back at that point.
it's just a shame. All my neighbors are fine with it. It's been 20-some years I've been doing this, but it's, I don't know how I can move it back without putting, I guess, I have to repave behind the boat. And that's gonna take longer than probably a month to set up and have someone come and do and price it out. So- and then,
I think,
go ahead.
I think the hearing officer, I believe this is being pretty fair here to continue this and he has to.
I don't like continuing things this long. And it seems like nothing has happened. There's been a lot of flexibility here, but no progress.
Well, the reason
So
why,
what I would suggest is that you get together with the staff. Figure out how you're gonna make this work and how to satisfy the staff. Otherwise, we have a hearing and see what happens.
now would covering the boat, hiding the boat be enough? Were you,
They're moving the 10 feet in.
The time to have that discussion is after the hearings, so I suggest you contact them
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I'll send an email, so I'll set something up.
I mean, they're good about talking to people. There's no question about that. I'm not concerned about fairness or anything on their part. They're willing to talk to people about their zoning situations, all right? So we're continuing this to October 23rd, 2 p.m.
Okay.
And I put a note in
I saw that.
file that this will be for a hearing.
Is there any notice is sufficient?
For this one, you should send a notice.
Just
Okay.
Just to make sure.
You got it.
All right, Jeff, you're all set. Well, I guess, Ian will be in touch with you tomorrow.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that last part.
Ian will be in touch with you tomorrow, shoot you an, email there, so you can start working on this, in office.
All right,
All right, thank you.
bye-bye.
Thank you. 44 Grandview,
Yes,
Grandview, let me get
that
that.
was here for that. They have
somebody
that.
here for 40,
Oh,
We got it. We got,
do you need an interpreter?
Yes, please.
Do we have an interpreter?
I have
Sammy,
no inkling that they were arriving, so one was not requested. I could,
Why don't we pass until we get the interpreter?
okay,
hmm,
sure, yeah. Thank you.
I figured Steve just left, right? Figured.
So we're gonna pass this until the interpreter's here.
Okay.
Well, I don't think we can see it.
Yeah, I'll just do another.
Yes, give
item
it-
first, yeah. Another item first, yeah.
16 Fireside,
Yes.
There it is. I will pull that one up.
This one should be a quick one. Got a recent update?
I'll find your notes here.
You know who Tony is?
Yes,
Okay.
Rita.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay, fair enough. So not there yet.
Mhm.
All right.
Oh, this one, we have like
Yes.
4 sentences here.
Yes, there was, I didn't have an update until this morning, actually, for this,
That's it?
yes. So, yeah, she is
I don't have
looking
any
for-
of the prior
Oh, yes, here is,
material.
everything. Here's the presentation and promise you.
What's the, is this the one with the,
This was the work without permits that hasn't been, that got an approval, but has not been closed out yet.
what kind of work?
It was a renovations to a porch and like the dormers for
And
the.
a
detached.
legalized shed, we put 2 dormers on it with windows.
Mhm. So we got this referred from the
So
wetland
it's,
agency.
are there wetlands there?
Yes, in the back, yes, that was referred to us for that, we sent notice for it, and just, an after the fact permit was issued, but this is never closed out, but, this morning, the homeowner got a building permit issued, today, actually, so, progress has been made. He came in the office and gave it to me this
We
morning.
had
so
to
it's not
make
part of the-
drawings, everything, so that's why the whole delay was.
Did you pay the fee for the permit?
Yes,
You're done.
Yes, we're satisfied.
When did this start?
This started, the citation was May 23rd,
4 months, huh?
yes.
What do you wanna do? Just dismiss it?
Yes, because he paid a fine the first hearing, I believe.
yes.
Kind of 2 cents.
Oh, you did, huh?
Yes.
What's that noise I hear?
Angry.
Yes, yeah, fine was paid already, so we're not looking for any additional fines. The email Alexis with wetlands, I believe is something about for the plantings needs to be, but send her an email.
Yep.
But for zoning, you should be all good.
Yeah, we planted it, but some of them died, so I had to replant them,
Gotcha.
and that's it.
Lance, yeah, thank you. Well,
That is dismissed.
all good,
Thank you, gentlemen.
thank you.
Have a great day.
Good to see you. Okay.
Thank you. Right, so we did 8 Kendall, Grandview, we're waiting on Fireside, we're done. 47 Woodward,
Yes, we have 3 representatives
this
here.
is a new one.
This is new, correct? Oh, I'm sorry.
Leo's coming.
Leo
Oh,
will
perfect.
join us. It'll be, it's in.
Okay. Word.
Come on.
I put these all in order and now we're going on the sync.
Apologies.
Even I think a piece of paper drop by you.
Oh. Oh, thank you. My little notes myself, so terrible memory. Thank you.
Whoops. No, no. There we go. Yeah.
And this is a copy of this, what I have.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is first time in here.
Correct, yes.
Why don't you introduce yourselves? But do you need an interpreter?
Yeah,
No,
so,
we're good?
she's my daughter. Yeah, so, my mom is the homeowner,
Okay.
her daughter. So,
So you'll be the interpreter.
yes,
I got
my
you.
English is not very well. So I'll be.
As
the
long as that's
spokesperson.
okay. I don't wanna, I don't wanna.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, is it okay if I'm the spokesperson? pretty
Yes,
much? Okay,
that's fine.
so, we read, well,
And what was your name?
Angie Gonzalez.
Angie?
Mhm.
Okay,
I'm kind of just add before, her father's also a homeowner, but not here today,
he's got some issues.
not in the country.
Right.
Yes, so, I think it was like the beginning of August, that we all traveled to out of the country due to my dad's medical issues. I came back first, and I checked their home. And that's when
And
I
you
found the
gift in
letter.
the mailbox.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not very well, I don't know a lot of what is going on here, but as Ian explained to me, there was the zoning, uh, citation was for the front of the house.
It looks like work was done without permits.
Okay.
That's the
Um,
simple.
Yes, so we just need an extension in time. Because my dad is out and we're not sure when he will be back. He's the one that knows more about all of it.
What kind of, explain the work to me and what's. transpired.
Yeah, sure. So it's so this all started,
I'll pull it back, hang on,
Okay. It's all started with referred to us by the building department. There was a front addition that was done at the very front of the house. If you scroll down some more after this is a referral picture that was
Yeah.
given to us. We also got a complaint the same similar day to that, and that was a email referral. And an application was made. It was never approved though, because we requested more
Was it made before or after the
after
citation?
the software order.
So the citation got somebody's attention.
Yes, so it was, their father, Guillermo, but his name was, he made the application, since the property was in a designated flood zone and we needed a survey because there was an encroachment issue with the side property as well. We needed a lot more paperwork, so getting the application approved took time. It was never.
What part of Woodward Avenue is in it? Is it part down by where the split is?
Yeah, it's actually
Close,
kind
yeah.
of close, yeah, I'll bring it up on the map real quick.
But is that whole like Water Street area and down?
It's right across, yeah, the house is right
No,
across.
I'm
the
talking
water.
about the flood zone. issues.
They actually, it's in the supplemental paperwork here, Yarmouth received a letter of map amendment from the FEMA designating that individual property is not in the flood
Oh,
zone.
really?
But when you go into FEMA maps, it shows that you're in the flood zone, but the FEMA has not updated that, so.
Well, it should be.
Well, the house is on a hill, so it's not, the water never touches the property.
Go to the FEMA map service center.
Yeah, make my computer crash bar.
Map service center.
I was actually just surprised that you were aware. He did submit it.
Okay, there you go.
Mhm.
Search by address. And then type the address in there.
Well, I've done this before. I tried not to, I tried not.
Try not to.
I try not to.
I hear something.
Well, sometimes it takes a minute.
To there, I'm not sure. We have the physical copy here. I'm not sure if it's, yeah.
Hey, here we go. Alright.
Yeah, zoom in.
It was very close.
The structure is right on it there.
And because it was so close, we
And you said
requested,
he got a map amendment or?
yes, the letter of map amendment from FEMA to designate that's not in the flood zone.
Okay,
Which-
oh,
And since you do see the elevation, if you look at the street view, it is higher, that house, it is like on,
And it's built up a little bit.
built up,
Yeah.
so. Not the most surprising thing in the world, that it was, it could have been 50-50 flood
maybe
zones.
just a flood. Oh, this isn't really an map amendment.
It was more like the preliminary, work, because the application was never completed, was never issued.
Oh, for the Lomar?
Yeah, for that and our permit, because he applied,
Oh, you need a survey anyway.
Well, Counselor,
yeah.
if I may, so this, I actually had this football first. And, what happened was we got a inquiry from council. But first we had the stop work order, and then shortly after that, we had a inquiry for counsel of this property owner. You may know him, Attorney Jay Dolberg. He filed a complaint because of this here, this fire escape / landing
Up
It's-
against his building.
up into and onto it, and I'm just picking a random date here, November 2016. It's not on there.
yeah, so that was
Yeah,
also.
so- That's what started all this, and then, if I may, 2016, here's what the front of the house looks like. 2023, a little different,
You see that bump out right there?
and we also have a door up here.
Bay window.
A bay window, this was closed and pushed out, not long, much, like
Oh.
6 inches.
Mhm.
And then we have a dormer up here, and last but not least,
You can't see on this survey.
we have this back here.
That has always been there.
Well, this up here, these here.
Oh, yeah, that's,
Yeah, this has been here for, I don't even want to touch that. Damn it.
John, is this?
how many units are in this?
What's that?
How many apartments?
It's one,
What, just one
the second floor.
single owner? Or two family? One
It's
family?
a two-family home.
Sorry?
It's a two-family
Two
home.
family?
And that's allowed in the zone.
It's,
That's,
Good, is it one of those where you need more land for a two family than single?
I believe this always have been a legal two-family use.
Yeah, it was purchased that way.
so my recollection was built as a two-family.
All right, so
Correct,
what are we doing about getting permits?
So, so like I said, I'm gonna be pretty much, the one taking care of this. I just need time, without being penalized. As my mom is the only, the one that taking care of the house right now, because my dad hasn't worked for 2 years. Right now he's dealing with some, medical issues. So I just need an extended period of time to try to figure this out and see.
How far have you gotten so far?
Well, I am familiarizing myself
Is it
with,
Mr. Ireland's after you and these folks are after you.
oh, I get it. No, I take them very serious. Ian has been very helpful, explained to me everything.
Okay,
I just need, like I said, time to try to figure out, who I need to hire. Cause I know you asked for like, an architectural map. So I gotta figure that out.
sounds like you need a survey and a,
I believe your
We
father
have a
was working
survey,
with a
yeah.
survey when I was dealing with him last year.
the surveyor can do a flood certification, so you'll know for
Correct,
sure.
yes.
it's flood certificate.
Mhm.
2 months?
That could work, yes. Good, just 2 months with stipulation that plans have been made and everything.
It sounds like they're gonna dive in and get it done. I don't wanna have them keep coming in as long as
That is true, yeah. The only thing is this was applied, because their father did apply for application last year and it just, I've
Applied for what?
applied for a permit for the work with, so like remedy the after the fact work. Last year and
Didn't have
just
enough.
lost all contact with him pretty much, so.
Oh,
Staff would interject when the homeowner originally came in, insisted he didn't need permits because he'd only painted. And then he was,
Yeah,
is he
that
doing
is-
what?
he'd only painted.
There was a little bit, that
Oh, he
was,
only painted the part that he put on without
Exactly.
permits.
yeah, that was, he did come in and, I mean, we had the pictures from the building department and this is a gutted, you know, new
That's
framing,
Yeah.
new everything. So this is not minor stuff where he didn't need a permit for.
So there's some
He-
reluctance on
Do
the.
you,
So
do you
it's,
know who did this work?
so I don't know if that's, but so like the back of the house, there was a leak. And we were getting
That's okay.
multiple.
Who's doing the
My
work?
dad is the one that fixed it around the house.
Your father did
Yeah.
all this work?
Yeah,
Now he's not here because of issues.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So like I said, he's been home for the past 2 years. Because of that, so he's been doing that.
What's that building in the back?
Yeah, in my eyes, there's been work done here too, because this was
So it's, yeah, so if you see, it's,
and now
you
it's a
know,
lot better.
water damage and
It's a
he
lot better.
refurbished.
There was one incident in
And-
December where the building department with our permission issued a roof repair for a leaky roof, but that was only approval.
They actually come in to you for that?
They came into the
Roof?
building department, it was, since we didn't have to issue a permit, it was just, it was a repair, so.
Yeah.
So it was referred to us by the building department and we okayed it without any other work being approved.
I mean, I'm not a building inspector there, counselor, but I would say there's still work that was done even after the stop work order was done. Not my department, but just wanted to
Well, I
put that
don't know
out there
about
as a
that.
mitigating factor.
But are you guessing or,
Well, I would say there was work done after the stop
oh,
work
when
order.
was this? Well, I don't want to get too far.
Yeah, don't get to, I'm
If
just,
they're gonna work it out, then
hopefully. yeah.
let's work it out. What do you,
You said 2 months, so you need 2 months with the stipulation that plans are drawn and submitted by then for
well, it's either 2 months or we do it a month and then we just like automatically kick it over.
Mhm. So the 2 months.
It's 2 months.
So 2 months
Will
to get
you, excuse me, who's the owner?
my mother and my father, so Guillermo and Sandra.
Why don't we just do 2 months and, because she's on the case now and she'll get it done. Right?
Yes, but I do have a life of my own, so, and I do work a lot. So I just need, I don't think 2 months is gonna
Right,
be
but
enough
you
for me.
need to get together with the professionals that you need.
Yes,
work
but
from.
this is
One
only
the
a 2
surveyor,
weeks. Mm-hmm,
and then another can be, somebody who does simple renovation work to draw up a set of,
and then
Plans to
there's
show
also money
compliance.
issues, so it's not that simple. I don't think 2 months is enough time for me.
well, we'll put it for 2 months to see how you're doing,
Okay. Fair.
okay? Because I know surveyors are backed up and without a survey, you can't do much of anything. Meanwhile, are there any safety issues here?
Nothing that we're aware of, the
Is
building
it-
department
is it-
before. Eligible
is
for
it-
that.
It's not been condemned or
If,
deemed to be uninhabitable.
not that I'm aware of, but if I may offer another stipulation for the 2 months. To maybe allow for an inspection by myself and the building department. To make sure there are no code issues.
You could do that anyway.
Okay, we'll make sure it happens. Just wanna make sure that we get out there.
Would you arrange, because they want to help you get the right people to get the materials you need.
Mhm.
And for them to do that, they're gonna have to take a look inside. Do you
Okay.
have any objection to that?
¿Tiene alguna opción para que ellos vengan y miren la propiedad por dentro? Ellos dos. ¿Está bien? No, that's fine.
It's okay?
Mhm.
I can get it scheduled.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll make it, what are we doing in December? I'm not doing this Christmas Eve.
Yes, I was actually thinking, we don't have anything scheduled yet, but the December 4th, the first week of December.
We don't have a date for November?
I have October, but not November. I might have a vacation by then, so.
Well, 2 months is, October, November, all right, November. Well, I'm not doing the Thanksgiving.
Yes,
Well, that
yeah.
would bring it to Thanksgiving, so the next week would be the 4th.
Yeah. So the first week of December.
December 4th?
Mhm.
December 4th?
Yeah, December 4th looks like, yeah. Looks like that would be it.
All right, so we're gonna continue this to December 4th. 2024, 2 p.m. But you have to stay in touch with Ian.
And I'll send an
I
email.
will for sure, yes.
And make sure we get that inspection.
Yes.
Cause we wanna get enough time out there, I wanna get, building department and maybe, cause there's it looks like a fire escape there, I wanna make sure.
Is that what that is?
Looks
So
like it,
that-
Tell me about the stairs.
So that has always been there. My dad, so my dad is he works, he works with doing that, iron. So it was falling off, so he just made a more sturdy fire escape.
To be honest, he made it more sturdy by putting it up against the neighbor's building.
It
That's how
used to
that-
be,
That's how it got.
Well,
lost.
It's
And now-
not,
Boy, that's like right
it's
there.
not touching the wall though. So that's what the neighbors claim, that it was touching his wall, but it's not touching his wall.
No, that's why I want to also
This
get,
is-
if this is a fire escape, I want to get
This
the
is
fire.
culverts,
So,
right?
Yes,
Not kind of snowmans.
yes, that's all it is.
Okay. All right, so you know what to do. Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you.
I'll send an email.
Do you keep this? It's fine.
You can keep it, yeah. There you go.
This is my.
Uh,
Thank you.
Okay. That's what we got. Inspection. Oh, that's the thing. I have to agree, yeah. Is Leo good now, or should we do 44 Grandview?
He said he'd come in.
Okay, okay.
who's next?
Yeah, sure. We kind of went out of order.
That's all right. Let's try to get the presentation right.
Interpreter here yet?
He said he'll come in when he's available.
Deal with it.
No, he said 15 minutes about
47
Woodward, that's what we just did.
where it is done for Buford.
Yes.
What product, sir?
Hold on.
Work without permit.
Yes. And this one is the second time it was brought in. And I do have an update since the memo has been made.
Well, sir, would you tell us your name and address?
Oh,
please?
sir, my name is Syed Barry. I'm from 4 Beaufort Road, Norwalk, Connecticut. So,
Okay.
yeah, you know, so.
Hold on, Ian's gonna
Okay.
tell me what
Okay, sure.
Oh, yes.
status is.
Oh, yeah, so we were last here on the July 10th.
Mhm.
And it was continued to this hearing agenda for allowed time to contract a surveyor and submit plans.
Right, he was getting
Yes. mhm.
putting all that together.
Correct,
Where does that
yes.
stand now?
I was contacted yesterday and this morning with Michael Johnson, I believe his name is, the gentleman he hired. Plans were, he mentioned that when he last emailed me, plans were 90% done, and this morning I was emailed a set of plans. They're actually not in the presentation, but they're back here. But he's still working on contracting a surveyor.
do the plans look good
They are
I mean, they're-
architectural
at the
style.
level that you need?
Yes, for the scope of work, it was just a dormer off the back and a staircase off the side, so they are, they are.
Is there a setback issue here?
Yes, that's why we wanted to survey, because the staircase that was created off the side, it was close to where the setback is, so we wanted to survey to confirm.
What kind of staircase is that? Like
It is. Somewhere.
is that a fire escape or?
Here it is, it's more of just like a entryway.
For what, a second unit?
No confirmation that it is or is not a second unit, and going in assumption that is a first unit, because as the plans do show, it does show one kitchen and as one unit. So I have no indication of the second unit. At the end of the permit process, we would like to do an inspection to confirm use for a single
Or are you
family.
gonna do it anyway?
Yes,
How many units are there? How many dwelling units? Or how many families?
So single family
Just
house,
one?
yeah, I need, yeah, I was
I'm curious, why the stairs?
to go, like, we are making one, like, study room, office room, we are thinking about that to make, we don't have a storage also.
A what?
No, we don't have any storeroom, like,
Oh,
storage,
storage.
yeah.
Like an
And
attic?
yeah, so I had attic, yeah, so I was trying to, just make a dormer, one dorm, to make little space, because without dorm, it was very tiny. So to go
Oh,
there,
yeah. They're not available on the presentation because they're giving me this morning, but they're,
You just wanted to.
yes, just got an email to me, on say, a few hours before we started. Oh, right, yeah, that's what,
Is there?
yeah, that's what Mr. Johnson emailed me this morning.
okay. And this is the survey copy I can.
Okay, yeah, he did mention this. This is what was mentioned to me in the email as well, that he was gonna bring the contract for a surveyor that he got, and so this is new to me, contract for a surveyor to come out and get a survey done.
Is there a stairway going up to this?
As I did the land step on because I was prepping for this, for the hearing when I received them.
I don't see a stairway.
Nothing labeled. I would assume if one was done, it would be right there, but I see the exterior stairs.
Don't make any
Not
assumptions.
not inside, yes.
You can't have is this a two-family zone?
This is CD one.
Can you have an ADU there?
You can have an ADU, yes, but not a single
Would that
family.
be an ADU?
Proposed. If there was a kitchen in here, we would have this be an ADU.
And that's allowed?
Yes, any single family house, as long as it's a single family, with other
I
stipulations.
just don't want them to go down the wrong road here.
Correct, yes.
They get jammed up at the end.
So there are parking issues done, but if an ADU is done with the parking, I believe one is possible, but one's not being, it's not being applied for at
So
the moment
it's-
for an ADU.
Just a piece of advice,
Awesome.
when you get all the materials you need for an application, apply for what you're actually gonna build. Don't try to hide anything,
Okay, sure.
okay? Because they're gonna catch it, they're gonna go do an inspection, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, there's, yeah. now
You
I
understand?
Yeah,
Yeah, so with the plan submitted and a survey contracted yesterday, I believe my recommendation was to have this be continued to next month, I believe. Yes, continue to the October agenda. No fines placed with the expectation that the contract be with surveyor made, one was made, so push it again for 1 month to get progress with that. And the gentleman you hired, Mr. Michael Johnson, has been in constant contact with me regarding,
Michael.
yes.
So when I can apply only after done the survey,
When is for it, yes.
so yeah, both together and I have to fill up the form.
Yes, and I'll email you the form too, just get the full size, sets of these plans, get the in the survey, bring that in, we can make the application that way.
Okay.
I'll give this back to you.
Okay.
Okay,
Is the oral notice okay, or should I send? So we'll come back in October 23rd. Do you want another mailer, or is this okay? I can send you an email thing.
send it to me.
Okay, no, okay, I'll send you. notice.
October,
October 23rd.
okay.
So I'll send you notice for it.
Did we find the interpreter yet?
Yes, right there.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Is 26 Wall Street here?
No,
Not yet?
that's Attorney Grenier.
Is he gonna come or?
He's not, he had a,
But you mentioned that the other tenant's attorney or somebody might.
the real estate agent might, but he has not showed up yet. I would.
All right. Can we, which one are you here for?
44 Grandview
Who's
Avenue.
the
Yeah,
interpreter?
you wanna just.
Mhm.
This is the one with the extra parking.
Yes, the extra driveway and the box truck. It was last seen a month ago. Sticky notes.
You got a picture there?
I can dig that up. Not bad.
If it's the one I'm thinking of. It's the one with the extra driveway on the right.
Correct, yes.
Okay, so when we looked at this last time.
Mhm.
I think they were gonna try to figure out a way to resolve this.
Yes, continue it with them for a month, with the expectation that the property owners would come in, would have a discussion how to remedy the driveway and the box truck.
And so okay, first of all, your names and.
Los nombres de ustedes.
Gilberto.
Los nombres de ustedes.
Gilberto.
Gilberto,
Y Juana Inca.
Gilberto y Juana.
What was that good?
Juana Intandia.
We have 11 and 44, Grandview.
His name is,
44.
Yes.
his name is Gilberto.
Gilberto and Juana?
Yes.
And your name, sir?
I'm a building official next door. No, code enforcement.
Okay. All right, so where are we?
Yeah, so the matter was continued last meeting with the expectation the homeowner would come in and talk to us about getting a remedy, and that has not happened.
So this is two problems.
Yes, the driveway and the
Parking in the front setback.
Mhm.
Parking a commercial vehicle
yes,
and
the creation of the driveway.
is that a zoning thing or just DPW?
Both the curb cut would be DPW, the driveway itself would be yes.
Okay. So what happened? Or why didn't anything happen?
Ustedes entienden por qué están aquí por las dos condiciones del driveway y también por el truck que está parqueado y las condiciones de los dos, porque no pueden tener dos driveways,
Ya, eso no es un drive del camión.
pero está parqueado.
Y está
Está
parqueado el
considerado,
camión, sí.
considerado,
Momentáneamente parqueando. Eso no es un drive.
pero es,
Sí, no es un
no,
desintegro.
pero es porque está parqueado.
Sí, ya.
So he's just in saying that that's not a driveway, but it is.
What is
a drive- Where the truck is parked.
What is it?
Yes.
Es un espacio que nosotros habíamos limpiado y momentáneamente parqueando el camión ahí.
Entonces es un driveway.
No tenemos donde parquear. Hemos intentado llevar a dos lugares que nos cobran por cada mes mucho dinero y no podemos dónde llevar. Y ya lo chancaron por el otro lado. El camión está rayado y tenemos mucho problema con el de dónde llevar el camión ahorita.
Third thing is that they can't find a place to rent a space and have truck parked there and for, place it to park it somewhere else. And,
Is this the one where you had some ideas on where they might,
Yes,
Be
so
able to park?
where we, like, there are options and, the goal was for them to come in and have it discussed, not in the hearing, but in office between
Right.
then and now.
and they never?
No.
Never contacted you?
No,
Why didn't they contact?
so, la pregunta es de que ustedes, Ian, había conversado ustedes anteriormente de venir con él para darles condiciones donde parquear el vehículo y ustedes no vinieron a la cita.
No nos
No.
dio ninguna cita, solo dijeron que nos iban a ayudar de alguna manera a parquear,
Sí.
pero no nos ha dicho ninguna fecha para ir. Y eso de ir a ver, hablar con él, no lo entendimos.
No.
Por eso
So-
nosotros no fuimos donde.
Okay, so I guess that's what he said, but then at the same time, she misunderstood what he mentioned, saying to have a meeting and to help them to remediate where to park the truck. But at the same time, she said, he never gave me a date or an appointment.
it was left open-ended where like they would come in sometime before
El detalle era, ellos
the
estaban
hearing to
viendo
have it.
del vehículo mucho peso o muy alto, entonces.
We did have the translator last time, so I feel like
Oh, you
any,
didn't?
we
You
did, so I feel like that should have been communicated.
So they're looking for a date to maybe meet with him again,
Tomorrow?
mañana. Pueden venir a conversar con Ian.
Ujú.
At what time, Ian?
¿Qué hora?
Anytime in the afternoon, so after 2, anytime after 2,
Después de las 2,
2 to 4.
de 2 a 4. Pueden venir.
You should get somebody to help translate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause-
I would find.
Yeah, but it's a city hall policy, right? Somebody comes
Yes,
in.
we have a-
translator, You got one.
but they have,
Somewhere in the building.
Yes,
they have a list.
Mhm.
I know they have a list.
that's what I want to do in the
Yeah,
afternoon,
yeah.
just so we have to set it up.
But just so we're clear, can you advise them, like, we can't tell them, the truck has to leave the property, it
Yeah.
can't stay on the property.
And the driveway would have to be removed. too.
So, una de las condiciones es to remover el vehículo ese. No puede
Ujú.
estar parqueado ahí.
Ya.
Eso
Porque
es
hay
lo que
dos
nos han
condiciones.
preguntado, nos dijeron que nos iban a ayudar dónde podemos mover. Nosotros hemos intentado ya mover un camión,
Sí.
pero no sabemos dónde llevarlo, porque
Sí.
recién estamos empezando con ese
Por
business.
eso mañana, la reunión con Ian, de 2 a 4, él te va a dar dónde puede hacer eso. Pero no puede estar parqueado
And the driveway would have to be
en el
removed.
drive. Okay?
Ni donde que está habilitado el parqueo de los
No.
carros.
And he asked, he's asking if he could move it on the legal driveway side.
We did talk about that last time and that was expressed that it couldn't happen.
No puede.
Porque le digo, porque yo tengo en la zona ahí donde que me parqueo hay otro camión más grande que el mío, entonces está parqueado. Yo veo que el camión está ya años ahí desde que compramos.
So I guess the
vivimos
plan
ahí.
is to show the neighbors that
Yo
have
pensé que
trucks
no
in
iba a
the
haber
driveway.
They had that photo last time as well, and it was, we have violations on we had another Grandview. We have another Grandview on today's hearing, so
Esos
we don't.
están citados también.
Yeah, so this was brought up last time and it
Yo
was,
veo años, yo dije no va a haber problemas, pero es que yo puse el camión ahí.
my
Ahora
recommendation that small.
me
fine,
llegó la
please,
carta, entonces.
And this is citation
Nos
resent.
toca a nosotros.
Lo único que puedo decir es tus condiciones de tu propiedad.
Sí,
No puedo meterme con
Claro.
otra propiedad.
no, si puedes, yo lo que
Yo
digo,
no, pues yo no.
no, lo que yo digo es, ellos dicen que no se puede parquear costado un camión, donde que sea habilitado el.
Esa es conversación con,
No.
I'm telling you that conversation with you.
And I'll
about the other
translate, yeah.
neighbor.
Mhm.
I can't be going back and forth.
Right, yeah.
The other truck and his truck and.
Cause we
Or
do
they
have,
don't go anywhere.
yeah, cause we do have other violation on the street. There's one today in this hearing.
Ellos tienen también.
So can we do this meeting, I coming on Friday, please, because tomorrow I have appointment, I can to come tomorrow, but Friday I can come.
Friday between 2 to 4, that should work.
Yeah, perfect, no problem.
Yeah.
Can I come by myself because
Oh, yeah.
sometimes my brother's works and then he can come, you know?
Yes, since you're a homeowner, so you can. come.
Perfect, okay.
So do you need an interpreter on Friday between 2 and 4?
Yes,
It
I
just
need it
gets
because
out
I,
galleries.
sometimes I don't understand, I don't want to misunderstanding
Okay,
anything, you
it's
know?
your right. to
I'll get
request.
one. I'll get one.
Sounded like Something got lost in the translation last time.
All right,
All right, they're gonna come in
So-
what, Friday?
Friday at 2, yes.
el viernes, right?
Between 2 to 4.
Viernes,
Sí,
Sí, está bien.
sí,
Just come at 2, please.
a las
Yeah,
dos.
yeah.
ok, está bien.
All right. I'm gonna go over a month. 1 month. You work this out with him starting Friday. You have to come in. I'm not gonna
Yes.
impose a fine right now. But if we get to the October date and nothing's happened, there's going to be a fine.
También, diputado.
¿Qué llegó a decir
Because we
casi
do
no?
these hearings to try. We do these hearings because there's been a notice of violation with no resolution. I wanna make sure he's thinking about one thing at a time over there.
I'm writing down what
Eso
you
es lo que
said
está
Friday.
diciendo, no fue para traducir. Yo sé
But
que el
Friday
viernes
is the
voy a
30,
venir.
20,
7th, I believe.
27.
Yes.
27. Un mes. So,
Okay,
everything he said, está, de todo lo que él dijo está aquí. Que te dio del viernes, de este viernes, 27, un mes. Te está dando, un mes, all right?
we have these hearings because there's been a notice of violation, no resolution. A citation, no resolution. This is like strike 3 coming to this hearing.
So, ellos tienen estas citaciones, estas citas, para que ustedes no tengan, exacto, que no tengan fianzas también. Y están preveniendo eso,
Multas.
multas, ya,
So please,
por favor,
Friday,
Sí,
el
entendemos.
viernes.
Come in,
Entendemos
talk to
todo
you.
eso, por eso estamos acá, la fecha
Este
que nos llega la
viernes.
captación.
So, entiendes que es un meeting. Okay, a las 2. Okay,
For October 23rd, do you want notice?
this,
and then October
I'll
23rd
send
for the
it.
hearings,
That's why.
for the next.
so, él te va a dar un mes. Ellos están dando un mes. Si no haces desde empieza el viernes, cuando converses con Ian, de un mes.
Ok.
Si no haces nada, entonces comienza. All right?
Ok. Vamos a ver qué nos dice el viernes. ¿Sí?
Eso.
Sí.
And one other suggestion,
Una solución,
don't try to tell Ian that that's not a driveway,
que no
That's
es, eso no es un driveway,
okay?
porque es un driveway.
You gotta work together on this, but that's not a, don't try to say that's not a driveway.
Pero conveniente para
Es
sacar
que
permiso.
es un
Sí,
driveway.
sacar permiso y acá nos dijeron que nada más que pongamos esa grava. Ya, y lo dejé así, ¿no?
¿Dónde
Yo
va?
tengo ahí grasa al costado, un puesto ya para taparlo todo eso, porque me podía poner grasa artificial. Lo tengo al costado puesto, el grasa no tengo.
Sí,
tiempo
pero
para
es un
ponerlo.
driveway, tienes que mover el todo.
Ya, sí, el cambio lo voy a poner, luego lo voy a sacar.
Tienes que remover y poner grama.
Ujú.
Only have to put grass,
Yeah.
grama, right?
Right.
Esta es la reunión a las 2 aquí
Viernes.
el viernes.
Ok, entonces,
Okay.
All right.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, Leo. Thank you. We'll be in touch about that Woodward.
El viernes, sí, sí.
Leo, email you about that Woodward Avenue one.
Mhm.
I'll email you.
Elm Street is good.
Right, it?
Yes.
No. Okay, sorry. All right,
Thank you, Leo.
thank you.
11 Grandview,
Oh, yes.
sounds, familiar.
Yes.
Which one?
11 Grandview.
All right.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Can you be here tomorrow instead of Friday?
Yeah. What time?
Same time, 2 o'clock.
That can work, yeah.
I'm not gonna be, I
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You sure?
No, I don't know a water bottle for you if you want. Here's a copy of what I have.
You got a picture of what's going on?
Somewhere here probably. Okay, I got it.
Oh, yeah, sorry, it's a scan issue. Paint this thing. Here we go. There we go.
So this is fairly new.
Yes, this is a new one.
So this is like last week.
Citation was sent out on the 17th, yes.
Okay.
Notice was sent out on the 30th of July.
Which one is 11, the gray one?
Yes, that one right there.
Everyone here, so here's the front there.
It's two sides of it.
There's that there.
I am Freddy Diaz, that's
First,
my
You
property.
tell us who you are.
That one is
You're
not, yes, I am
Freddy
Freddy
Diaz?
Diaz, and that one is not, 11.
That's
That's-
not 11?
No, that's the house before me, so.
That shows
I
like
got the
11.
wrong person in there.
That shows
Here
like
is,
11.
here is my property, right here.
And you scroll down, that's also 11. Oh, I'll take a better look at that map, but the property line does show that driveway is also his web. Oh,
Can you
I will do that for you.
do the
there,
GIS?
You got it, Counselor.
okay, I saw issues on both
That's not right.
driveways.
Mr. Diaz, do you need an interpreter? Or you good?
No, I'm okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Oh, Your map was showing that line further, if,
So there's
Yeah.
11. So yeah, it's
that was the first photo I took,
Hold on, which one is 11?
this guy
that
right
one.
here.
All right, so that,
That's
All
11.
this map
Yes,
all right, so
so,
that photo from the front
is this guy here.
is
that
the other
is-
property,
yes,
right?
so
It's the
that
corner
was,
lot?
yes, so
Okay.
I will retract that if that's the case. The
All right.
application I was using showed that, but on the second photo, it
Okay,
does show
now,
the,
11 is which? Well, you got two lots there. Is this how many buildings are on your property?
It's one building,
Is it
uh,
Shed or garage?
that's the shed, that's only a shed and the back, right there.
Yeah,
And we have a shared driveway with the other
oh, I see. Okay.
11 and a half. It
What's
used to be-
all that stuff in the back?
is my, equipment, I already moved that, I have some pictures, how it looks now. So I
Has
have,
Mr. Hall been out to see it?
the last time I've been there was last week, so if these are taken within last week,
this
Good.
is what happens, I have a yard and a stand for where I put all my equipment,
What kind of business is it?
landscaping. But sometimes my guys are lazy to drive to Stanford and just leave it there, but that's why now I just moved so quick because I have my own space in there.
You gonna do?
let's kick it to December so I could do continuous inspections to make sure the resolution,
The place.
the place stays clear.
How long was it a mess?
This, well, we got the complaint
Well,
for.
for one thing, you got the wrong property in one of the.
For one of those, yes,
right?
so we'll
We're only
talk about
talking about
The rear
what's
of,
behind the building.
correct, yeah.
Hang on, let me,
Yeah,
allow
what was
me-
the violation behind the building? It's like a contractor's yard,
Yeah, commercial vehicles, your favorite, and building material storage.
so that's a contractor's yard, if
Correct, yes.
I remember. That's cleaner there.
and
Yeah,
this
this
is
was,
September 12th, 2024 here.
so we got a brand new set of
Let's
photos.
see, March, so it looks like in March. And this was, if we
Not too
go just a
bad.
touch farther back, that's October. That little guy right there. You know, if we do a full year.
Now, that's starting to look like LaJoyce.
Eh,
Starting to.
I cleared that mess already.
What zone is this?
CD two, family,
What is it?
CD two, those residential two family,
And I assume contractor's yards are not allowed there.
yes.
So how many residents in the building? How many apartments?
Two,
Two? It's a two-family?
Two families
yeah.
only.
Okay. So is this another paint guy where he's gotta clean up his?
Yes, clean up that, like, but similar to the paint.
What's in the front? Is that orderly stuff or? I can't, it's hard to tell.
I couldn't
Yeah,
tell,
we-
it was green, so. whatever.
I get a permit to redone the retaining wall on the front because the old one, it was falling apart, so
Yeah.
I came to get a permit. They told me exactly what I had to do. I
Okay,
did it, and then I plant straws in there, green And, right there.
That was nice.
Yes, no,
And I did it the same thing on the back, and I think that's where the problem begins, because my neighbor in the back, he asked me to remove some of the green giants, I put it to block, and the other
Who
residential.
doesn't like green giants?
What happened is his mother has a garden in the back in his
Yeah.
property, and he was mad at me because he says my trees, it was making shade, so she can plant tomatoes on it, that's why they got mad at me, so I know exactly where the point is. And I have two girls, as you see, I have a trampoline on the back,
Yeah,
so they go play in there, but then it used to be a house in the back, and I saw how the guys is coming, do bad things in the second floor, they coming to sell the stuff in there.
yeah.
So I don't want them to see that, so that's why I put it out as a blocker, but I have a my yard in Stanford, so I don't need to keep equipment in there. Sometimes, like I say, my guys, if they got lazy, they don't want to drive out there, but
Yeah,
it's
but
not
that's
gonna
just not
happen again.
overnight, that, there's a
No.
little bit more.
Yes, it was a lot of stuff in there, so we cleared that. I have some photos here to make sure we keep everything.
All right, so what do
ordered.
you, what do you say? Kick it over
to
to,
the December hearing, so
December?
I could do some inspections, make sure it stays clear and
And then
take them there.
if it's consistently okay, then we'll just dismiss it, is that,
I'll be in the neighborhood with 44 grand.
'Cause it sounds like-
I'll be in the neighborhood,
well, yeah, sure.
yeah.
Probably won't be the only one either. All right, so December what?
4th.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
The property next door is not, the one with the campers is not your property?
It's my neighbor, but I don't like to.
John, can you
Go
go
ahead.
do the, you see the green line there? It's.
Yeah,
right
that's
alongside-
his, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's the owner
Right
right
there.
there. There's the owner. Whoever these guys
Yes.
are. Whoever these guys are.
Okay, so you'll follow up on that one.
The other one, yeah. I'll follow up on that one.
Let
Because there's
me
a
ask you
complaint for
something,
both,
Ian,
yeah.
what really prompted this? The stuff in front and the stuff in the back,
According to the complaint,
or a combination of both?
there was I know this complainer, I won't say it online or else I'll get roasted on the Facebook page. I believe it was both.
One just makes it look a lot worse from the
Mhm,
street.
yes, and the.
Next
well,
to a
yeah.
very nicely arranged front yard. Okay, all
So,
right, December 3rd,
4th.
4th,
Yes.
all right, and then, I mean, there's no reason, if you're okay, then there's no reason for them to come back.
Could I get down your email just so I could,
Sure, can I write it down for you?
okay, sure. Please. Oh, here it is.
Mine.
What did I say, 4th?
Yes, thank you. Awesome, I'll send you an email.
Okay. Yeah, I am gonna keep that clean because I spend money to make it look nice from
Yeah,
the front.
the front does look nice though, yeah.
Don't want to have them.
Yes.
So I'm down here.
Yeah, and I'll send you an email follow up. I'll
Thank you.
do drive by and make sure
Thank
everything is
you.
good and everything, yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Be
you,
more
Norm.
reasonable here.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
That's 11 grand.
So we have,
Wall Street here yet? You wanna just dispose of it now?
sure.
Is this one of those, I think I might stop by to see what's going on?
Wall Street,
Yeah.
we'll see. That's something I do kind of, they still need to
Well,
get signed.
we're already past it on the agenda. I
Yeah.
tried to move it up because I thought somebody was gonna be here.
Because I was told that
But
real
if he
estate may
paid, then
show
we
up.
could just dismiss it.
He did pay for the permit. The city is looking for a fine to be placed because they were operating without permits for several months. Without getting approval, and when they did get their approval, they took a few more months to pay that approval.
There's no explanation of their failure to pay.
Yes, and we contacted
Oh,
them
I know.
several times.
What do they think is gonna happen today?
They, I'm not
But
sure.
to see, this is the owner, the citation's against the owner.
Yes, yeah,
Not the tenant,
correct, yes.
and it's the tenant that.
Tenant that caused the issue, yeah.
So we're kind of in a little bit of a quandary.
I do believe that the property owner should, find the tenant because they were ready to evict them a few months ago before they got their permit, so.
I know,
yeah,
and
that never
I mean,
happened.
does it make sense to fine the owner because the tenant dragged his feet?
Do you think the city
Because
should,
from the first hearing, the attorney made it clear that they were gonna start an eviction
Mhm,
right away.
mhm.
But apparently that didn't happen because they ended up getting a permit. And from what I remember, for vape shops, you have a square footage limit
Mhm.
for the vaping materials, right?
Mhm, yes.
And you were able to confirm that during the permit process that square footage was in compliance?
Correct, yes. So that, again, they did get approved to be a legal smoke shop. They just took several months to pay the fee, to get that approval, and have been operating.
I mean, with some of these other things that have been going on, not just my matters, but the other hearing officer, I'm just wondering if it's the right message to assess a fine against the owner for something that he did everything he could to get the tenant to comply.
Well, it would be staff's position that it's the owner's.
Well, sure, at the end of the day, it is.
Owner's peril as well,
But
so they
there's-
get the benefit of the rent payments and.
Well, I got that, but there's also kind of discretion involved, though.
Yeah, we wouldn't be looking for a pound of flesh, just a reasonable fine amount to indicate that.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's a way we can assess it against the tenant. I guess not, because they've never been brought in. And I mentioned that in the beginning.
Mhm.
Why not issue a citation to both?
It doesn't mean that the property owner can't pass along that fine to their tenant.
Well, I got you. I hear you. I hear you.
But is there any?
But he. Is there anybody else here? Felix Lane?
Felix, he's on Zoom, and behind you, we have Fulmar.
Well, let's not make those people wait because they're here. Let's do, you want to do Felix Lane? Well, who's here?
Fulmar.
Let's do four.
Let's do Fulmar. Let's pull
If
it
I
up.
can phone, that's the new one.
Thank you for your patience. This is also a new one.
Yeah, it's like brand new.
Yes.
I just had a couple of questions,
Sure.
whenever I'm allowed to.
9 Fulmar?
Yes.
I got all the maps up.
This, and here's a copy of what I. Well,
So you are Dominic and Patricia Franklin.
yes.
One, two, three. That's 1, 2, 3.
This just started, right? Last week.
Yes, citation was sent the 18th. Notice was sent
8/8.
on the, please, right, 8/8. Yes, 8/8.
That's where I was confused between the two,
Mm.
because there's a discrepancy in the. I don't know if you noticed that. It's
You did a copy and paste.
on the 8/8 notice. It says unpermitted storage of commercial vehicles on property. Unpermitted storage of building material on property, and then on the citation, it says. Unpermitted storage of commercial vehicles on property, unpermitted storage of commercial vehicles on property. I'm kind of confused. I don't
There
know.
isn't any.
There
This-
are
this
no.
Never even.
I'm
shouldn't have
confused
been
with,
there.
because the first one said, and building materials, I was confused about that as well. So
They're never.
I'll give you the floor.
Okay.
That was just my question, because I was.
Actually, the only commercial vehicle is my personal pickup truck. I bring.
What's all this clear cut? Oh, wait a
no.
minute, which,
So that is, I guess, an issue.
Yes. I have a aerial. That shows.
all right, we have like a smorgasbord going.
Oh, buffet.
There we go. Got an aerial photo. That's, should be like the 5th one down. It's, the near map.
Aerial photo,
No,
that
no.
guy.
Yeah, so that is the, clear cut. And if,
So what are we seeing here?
Well,
that's the after, wanna pull up in your map to do the before and
I
after?
can do that. I can do that.
mean,
Here, Matt,
So-
I'm already here. What would you like?
a
Okay,
new,
so we are here because of vehicles or clear cut?
both.
Okay,
Supposedly
you
building
tell me where
materials.
you wanna start.
And building materials, but I don't know about any building material.
Or commercial vehicles. They were never there.
well, are they all related?
We believe so, yes. This all started with the complaint regarding clear cut. So the regulation, the 6.22D. Any clear cut more than 10,000 square feet requires a special permit. And so we received this, we received this as a complaint of clear cutting storage of commercial vehicle. And just looking through the aerial imagery, just squaring out the
How big
before.
is
and after.
this lot?
This lot,
An acre?
1.3. Almost an acre.
And it's clear cut? Are there
a
wetlands
portion.
here?
So,
There are, but they're not a wetland issue. I checked.
well, I have a survey just finally came in.
Okay,
I've been waiting over
We've been
3
waiting
months.
forever.
So
Let me
there's,
just see what,
yeah, so that's the before,
yeah, there's woods.
And March,
the after.
and it's March 2024.
so, yeah,
And December 2024.
Okay, so we're starting to clear.
yeah, just to plant lawn and I'm putting trees around because I'm against the parkway. See the
And let
parkway?
me,
So we're planting
let me go.
screening.
That's from 2015. That's not that good.
That's not.
That's
a-
across the
that's
street.
Yeah, even still.
Where's
it's-
the-
There you go.
Right
That's
by-
what it looked like.
38,
Yeah,
yeah,
2015, that's.
Silver Mine?
Oh, Silvermine, okay.
See, the,
So we cleared all the underneath and all the skinny trees and all the dead wood that fell down. Lawn in there and I'm putting, which I started, so I could show you the pictures what I started.
the clear cutting, everything, that is something that can be permitted, but a special permit application should be made.
Which I had no
We
clue
had
as a
no idea.
homeowner that you need one over 10,000 square feet.
Yeah,
They
there's
don't
a
tell
new
you when you buy the
regulation,
house.
I don't
yeah,
know
there's a new
that.
regulation. So that's 6.22.
Wish I would have
You
got.
mean, you
because-
didn't read this book when you bought? the
I
house?
didn't
That didn't
get
come with
that.
the house.
So I didn't know that. I just figured it's your
What?
property
All right,
to
hold
clear
on.
it.
Where are the wetlands?
Wetlands are adjacent, the next property over.
And that's something I checked with the
Must
wetland
be a
officer
different-
and.
So here's the
he wasn't
ones
concerned.
we finally got in that took, the surveyor.
Wayne's busy.
Wayne's good. He just finally
He's busy.
got to me.
Oh my God, I waited months.
So it was this side.
And
There.
Where?
Plantation.
So the
have-
wetlands would be past my property
Yeah.
line, over
How far
up towards the road. It's a little wedge
Yeah,
pizza
but how-
piece.
do you have a wetlands map there?
I'm here and do not, because
Did,
wetlands isn't our
this
thing.
came from wetlands, right?
No.
This was a complaint that we received, I believe that the wetlands they received the complaint and they forwarded it to us, I
Yeah,
believe.
referred from wetlands.
Yes.
I guess because I come up against them. And I guess this, I'm supposed to leave a buffer or something. I
No, there's
don't
an
know.
Upland review area adjacent to wetlands.
What's that? I'm sorry.
It's an area that is regulated if you want to do anything.
Yeah, well,
So you have to go to wetlands to get a permit.
so I don't wanna do anything to the wetlands, but it was to,
No, but you have an upland review area. as
Right.
well.
so I didn't know that.
I think it's
You
50,
just-
50 feet.
Was 100 now, 50.
Also, it was 100 outside. I heard it was, Wayne was trying to explain that to me because he says, this is what you have. This is what you're gonna, show them, and then if he needs to do more
Can
for
you
me.
pull up the town wetland map? The city's wetland map?
Are you talking about the dirt?
I don't know, I'm still waiting to find
Does
out
she
about
have
building
that?
material. We had,
I needed the
Does
dirt.
she have, where is it there?
So your objective here is to basically turn that into a side yard.
Well, yeah, just extend my lawn. So
Just clean it
we
up.
actually did half of it
oh yeah,
already.
nothing's going there.
No building,
You saw the original picture when we
Got
bought
it,
the
got it, I
house.
can click.
no building.
It's
We're
hard.
not looking to do anything. And we started, I got the grass and the trees in already, except for some of the grass, I just ran out of money. But all the trees are planted and the lawn, probably a good 8,000 square feet of it's planted already,
Yeah.
the lawn.
It was here somewhere.
Yeah. Amazing what.
It's always the last place you look, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
It was here somewhere.
Did they reach out to staff to, ask about applying for a special?
Yeah, so we met, don't know when it was, and I gave you a Brian's Baker's card to contact regarding getting a special permit, and I checked with Mr. Baker, that hadn't happened.
I didn't get anything for a special permit.
Yeah. I know, like, no, you know what I've made, but.
I didn't know what to do with that, and since it was cleared, but I mean, if we gotta fill out one now, since it's cleared already, but.
So,
Yeah.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
still
we-
fill it
we
out.
met-
Do it anyway.
Yeah, we met to like, talk about it, and, the course of action would be, applying for a special permit for remediatory action for it.
That means to fix the property.
Exactly, yeah, just like do the.
Well, we're
issue
working
we'll have.
on that, but I'm diagnosed with cancer, so things are a little slow for
I
me.
think
I
this
do.
came in
I'll just do
between,
that.
this came in
Yeah.
between the two,
We
so
came in,
that's why we said, let's get on the docket and get in there and get it.
Which lot? Do we
Hold on,
sell?
that would be off the corner, one off the corner, so we're gonna go to corner, so this guy right here.
Okay, so there's a, yeah, you have an upland review area on both
Yeah,
sides.
this little guy and that little guy, yeah.
What you're seeing there are, to the left of your property is a dark blue line that runs along the boundary.
yeah, there's a stone
that's the
wall and
little
then
The
there's a
other
gully.
line, the racetrack around it is your upland review area. So
Right,
anything that you wanna do in that, within that racetrack,
you can't.
And
you
this
have to
here,
go to wet. Same
Yeah,
way on the
that's
other
septic
side.
anyway.
Yeah, that's-
Same on the other side. You have a wetland area and a couple of them. But you also have an upland review area. So what you do on that side of the property, you need a wetland.
Yeah, we're not doing anything.
Well, I don't know. It's the surveys.
That's the purple line you're talking about?
That's the circle
It's
race.
the outer line, right? You have
Mhm.
just off the lower right-hand corner of your lot is a little
Mhm.
piece there.
you got the-
And there's a.
Yeah.
50-foot
here's your property here, so you got this guy here in this area.
That little corner up there kind of wedges there, yeah.
You're saying the house is probably somewhere in here, you're sandwiched in, so.
Yeah, you see it.
Did Alexis look,
The little one off the bottom is coming off Merritt Parkway.
did Alexis look at this?
I spoke to her about this and she had no, big concerns about it, and.
Okay. You need to do a special permit.
Yeah, that's our
Yes.
concern, that they failed to make the application.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't, I will do it.
So we basically just email him and, or do we just come in and apply for it?
This
Do we
is
have
the
to
whole
email him
application. This
first?
is not just,
It,
there's a set of papers that you need.
Right,
Yeah, right, you fill
Yes.
it in and then you'll get a public hearing date. There'll be a public hearing at the Planning and Zoning Commission. Where the neighbors get noticed that they can come in and say what they want. You present you or your professionals will present the project. And then the commission will make a decision whether to approve it, deny it, modify and approve it. You're gonna have to satisfy them that you end up with are gonna be satisfactory.
right, that's what I have a feeling of probably.
Trees and bushes and things like that.
Yeah, well, that's all that's kind of going there, it's just which
I know,
ones they
you need a
want,
plan, you need a landscape plan.
you know?
So,
I know usually,
and this is brand new, this is, we're not, it's not like. This is the first time I've seen this, but, I mean, your time to request a hearing. On the citation hasn't even expired yet, right, it's 10 days,
Yes, 10 days, yeah.
so. You have to make that application, there's no two ways about that.
where do we get that?
And
I think,
who's it?
that's what, email, email
he
Brian
does this?
Baker, he will, let you know all like the relevant information and all the materials that he needs, so. I tell you,
Okay.
like, even like today, he's, after this meeting, send him an email, say, 9 full mar, need to make a special a permit application for the clear cutting, what do I need, pretty much, and he can provide you all the materials.
Right.
Not a flood zone, is it?
Don't believe so, no.
Would you? What do you think about this? This doesn't have the upland review area here. Would you want Wayne to put? This is Wayne's?
Yeah,
Yeah, Wayne. Put the upland review area line over here and then the other one over here, transcribed off the.
We'll circle back with Alexis, see if she wants.
You know, I mean, if you're doing it on a formal way, then why not have it all accurate and go from there?
I think she was gonna recommend, I came in, I spoke to Ian and she wasn't feeling well. So she didn't come up front to talk to me. But she wanted me to call her to recommend if I wanted, what kind of wetland plants to plant.
If you're in a wetland.
Well,
You're not
I'm
in the
adjacent
wetland,
to it.
you're adjacent to it.
Yeah, right. So
You know,
I,
what kind of,
so I came close right up to it to clear it out. So I'm right up to it, but I didn't
well,
clear
right
it out.
up to it is.
Close
in-
enough.
In the regulated area, you're
I'm already,
you're in the wetland arena.
right,
If you're within
and
that
because
50
there's a
feet.
buffer, you're supposed to stay back from it.
Well, you don't have to necessarily stay back from it, but if you do anything in it, you need a permit.
Right, okay, right. And then plant special plants if
Yeah.
you do anything,
Mhm.
disturb certain area.
Yeah, and, how many trees? I mean, they're gonna wanna know how many trees came down and.
Oh, no,
How
no,
many
actually,
trees
that,
you put
we didn't really cut trees down. We just took all the dead wood and the fallen trees down. I left all the big trees. Those are all there.
Well, that, I'm
So,
assuming should be documented on this, wouldn't it, you think?
I believe so, yeah, this is a
Wayne-
new type application, so that's something that I want Brian to clarify, that's something.
Well, the clear cutting, have you, the new thing, in the regs, clear cutting, so it's brand new, so you're the first ones.
I'm looking.
great, we're gonna set the
Lucky you,
precedent.
you're
I'm
gonna
a
set
guinea
up the
pig.
whole.
The whole deal for everyone.
Anybody got any questions?
But one of the things I'm assume that you'd wanna look at is where the trees are.
Mhm.
But we're taking, above a certain caliber.
Yeah, there's certain ones you can't take that. I am a landscaper, so I've actually worked with her before on properties in Norwalk for commercial. Up to rivers and what has to be planted and they have to last 2 years or they don't get their bond back and all that. So I've worked with her before. She
Yeah.
doesn't probably remember me, but I haven't worked with her for a
Well-
while. So, but I know about certain caliper tree you can't cut down in those
You
areas.
might get to know her a little better.
Well, now it looks like she might be having dinner at the house. But, no,
So
I
what-
understand.
They're gonna do an application. This
Yeah.
is a brand new thing.
Mhm.
The application, it's good, they got this, so we got Wayne involved.
Mhm. That one, yeah.
I don't, what are the requirements for a clearing permit?
So basically.
And how do you define clearing?
Yeah,
Is
it's
another-
defined in the regulations what
Mhm.
what triggers it. So you would have to basically document the area involved, so if that's already captured on the survey, that's step one. Then you would have to get almost a narrative of what work was done and what materials, like you're saying, it's undergrowth or small.
That's what it
trees
was.
Were removed. The main concerns of this
Quality.
property would be as Counselor indicated, impact to wetlands and then making sure that they're not. And then the second piece would be, any drainage issues that could result from the removal of trees, because there's coefficients of absorption depending on what's there, so the trees are very absorptive, whereas grass is less so and then obviously like asphalt and hardscape is even. less.
Mersh, yeah. it's
So,
less.
so we would need to make sure there's not gonna be any impacts based on the pictures, probably not based on what's around you, so that shouldn't be much of a concern. So most of the things we'll look at, you don't have to worry about traffic, more than likely you're not gonna be impacting neighbors' properties.
No,
So, but then the commission will, as council also indicated, some kind of, what's your landscape plan going to be typically for, I think this should be Alexis area, but making sure that the materials are appropriate for a wetland setting, making sure that, native type plantings and those kind of things. So those would be the things we would look to see in the application.
Right.
Any grading?
Unless, depends on if they're proposing it, we'd look at that. but-
You're taking stuff out and just leveling it on.
It's kind of was level anyway. It was just straight to.
Did you bring Phil in?
I just brought Phil in close to my house. It's in the photo. So, cause I put that set up, so that's, see how it's been level, but there's a photo with some filling.
Upside.
It's, yeah.
There it is. See the fill close to the house? So I had to bring the hill up a little better, cause I put this storage shed. That's on the map now. It's on the thing. See, there was a tent, so I had to bring it up so the thing would sit level. Cause I'm up, I got a little,
Storage shed?
huh?
Yeah, there's no
Temporary
foundation,
storage
yeah.
shed?
Yeah, no foundation, just it's on gravel, but I had to raise it.
This was a little going downhill.
See, cause it comes downhill a little bit from my house.
When will you be removing that temporary?
That's done.
Okay.
What is that?
Oh,
Just
none of this,
smooth out?
these are old, none of these. doesn't look
Well,
like
this
that
one,
anymore.
July,
Yeah.
this is from early on in the process.
Not a
there.
lot though.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was off of another job we pulled. It was.
Might be a few more photos.
Those aerial photographs will get you every time.
Yeah, well, you can't lie, right?
Well,
Yep.
Okay, so you need to do the special permit application.
Yes,
Okay.
I wish I knew that.
And I will leave it up to the staff to tell you what needs to be in it.
Mhm.
And what are the things the commission would look for.
Mhm.
Now, we get vehicles,
Yes.
or is that,
vehicles
or
that-
those construction
The
vehicles
construction.
related to this work?
That's what that is.
Correct. They were not permanently.
My
stored.
tractors.
They were
that had
back and
the-
forth.
And that's my pickup truck, my personal vehicle.
What do you do with your, you said you're a landscaper,
Yeah, I have a yard in Stanford on St. Mary's Street.
so you,
I have 10 trucks, so I gotta keep,
No,
the
just
only
use
truck
this
is
one, and then
my
As
pickup.
a matter of fact, they're not
But
there.
there's a name on it, but it's a pickup truck. It's not an over,
They were not.
that's it. See, that's the front. That's now.
oh, that little mini fire truck?
Yeah, it looks like a fire truck. And the tractors actually are gone now because they're on other jobs, but I needed them to plant trees and then the other one was to spread the skidster. Which I don't wanna come home and see that stuff. It's like reminds you of work. You don't
Well,
want
to answer your earlier question, that was the building material storage yard, like
The
the
pile of
tractor.
Well, I
that built
get
that
it.
up. So that was,
That's all
that's what.
gone.
triggered
Well, it
that,
was
yeah.
there
But that's
for-
gone, yeah.
Thought they were talking about the siding last year. I
Yeah,
was
and
like,
if they
"What's
make a
going on
special
with
application,
these?"
like they're allowed to have commercial vehicles on there to do the work, so.
So that was there for some of the summer because I've been sick and with the
Yeah,
kids.
Let me do that, you got back,
Actually
yeah.
going back.
So I could only get so much done a day.
Mhm.
I get
And that's the
tired.
trailer
Yes.
to move them.
And under the tarp is just firewood.
Anybody need any firewood?
So you're saying the trailers and the heavy equipment is gone now?
It's already gone.
Yep.
Not coming?
It's gone because I ran out of money to finish the lawn area. I can't do it anyway right now.
No.
But but if you see behind them, there's some Norway spruces planted. So I got all the trees already planted, so I don't need the heavy equipment there anymore.
How did this come in? Somebody complained?
They complained to the wetland agency and they referred it to us.
And we also did, myself, I've gotten many complaints on my desk for Fulmar Lane.
There's a lot of,
There's a
there's
lot
a
of-
few houses that have contractors on
Stay,
it.
stay tuned to my hearings tomorrow, yes.
Because
You're not sick already, you can
they're
have that.
actually parking stuff, but I'm not gonna be a guy to say anything
That's
about
okay,
it.
we are.
Yeah.
That's what we get paid for.
Got the neighbor, the guy down.
They're
the
all
street,
nice
we heard 'em
though.
all.
But I leave it alone, okay?
You don't regulate. nice.
You're not the
Yeah,
landscaper
unfortunately.
that did all those other houses too?
No,
Yeah, no, it's on them. No.
Okay.
we just
So-
bought
so
the house
vehicles are-
actually.
Mhm, yeah.
And you're down to doing a special permit application.
Mhm.
Special permit and, yeah, that's, and then whatever she wants for wetlands, that's during the special permit, right?
Mhm.
And that'll be, so
Yeah, so my recommendation was no fines, kick it to a month, have a special application permit be
How
made
many
by,
months?
just the one, just to have the application, not like done, but the application be made by then.
So I'm time limited too here with the winter coming in, with planting.
True, yeah, but as long as
No,
like
we
the
know
paperwork
that.
is submitted and
Yeah,
everything.
you know,
Yeah, so, you
So
can keep
we
this,
email?
email him, Brian Baker.
That norwalkct.gov?
.gov, yeah, so
Okay.
going right.
Okay.
I mean, my first priority would be that wetland area right there and then finish the house off after that, the
Okay.
lawn.
Wayne's gotta finish the rest of this. You know, put the wetland boundary on it. I mean, the upper review area.
Can you write that down? Cause I could go see him and tell him, cause he said if there's anything else I need, let him know
Right,
what he needs on that.
Wetland review area.
Yeah.
Upland.
Uplands review area.
Both sides. Both sides you want.
You might as well have on both
Now,
sides.
this
You're
side's
submitting
gonna
it.
be a little tricky, but he's got access to the town map and he can know that it's approximate. Then Alexis can decide if it's anything.
So you have to call.
Well, I call him, yeah, he's a good guy. I know him a long time.
Sometimes it takes a while to get him off the phone, but
No.
He's.
Who was the other
when you
guy
get
that my
his
brother
attention.
uses? Bob,
okay, so 1 month
Mhm. Oh, yeah, thank you, yeah.
for basically a status.
Mhm, yeah.
I forgot it.
Bob Wilmot?
No.
I'll
Hamilton.
give this
Man,
back.
Don Hamilton, get him off the.
Yeah, we can't get him off of him either.
Oral notice?
This one.
So that's 1 month.
Okay, that'll be the 23rd. We'll do oral notice, but I'll send you an email.
Okay.
There you go.
Which email is it going to? Is it coming to me?
Yes, I have your email. You also emailed me, Friday, right?
Yeah,
Well,
when
both of
I,
you.
did.
I
I'll-
figured, yeah, I applied to come
Yeah,
here.
I'll email both of you.
Okay.
Got 3 more. Three more items. Yeah, Westport, Felix and, Wall Street.
That's.
Motion.
All right, we good?
You're good.
So
We're good?
October.
Thank you very much.
got
for
it.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you.
Thank
I learned a lot.
Yeah,
I learned a lot about other properties that went on. It's just, I'm saying,
It's a
wow.
learning experience.
I mean, I can
Thank you.
see what keeps you guys busy. And
And-
yeah, I was, yeah,
Good luck with
they
it.
gave me 3 months to live. I'm beating it though.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Keep at it.
Beat us too, yeah.
All right.
Everything?
Best of luck.
Take care.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Omar.
You have, so 3 items left. Felix Lane is in the Zoom lobby.
Yeah, Felix Wayne's been waiting
Okay.
patiently here, so.
You wanna do that one?
Yes,
What's 336 Westport Avenue?
that's another vape shop,
A what?
another vape shop.
Over here?
No,
No?
no,
Why?
no contact with me.
Okay,
I get some money in that.
17 Felix.
Yes, this is another new one.
Here, and let me get, Tony in here.
You wanna get it in?
Hello,
Hey, Tony, you there? Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Thank you for your
There we go.
patience.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. You went blank. if you
No,
can hear
no.
me.
Nah, let me get, share screen going there, in case we need it.
Do you have a video there, Mr. Lato?
One more time, I'm sorry?
Do you have a video
Camera.
camera on your computer?
I have a. Yeah, can you see me?
Not yet.
Well, I'm not all that tech savvy.
Not done. Totally understand there. Here, let me Let's go stop share for a second. There we go.
Should be a little button that looks like a video camera,
A host would like to promote.
usually at the bottom of the screen.
Stay as attendee, join as panelist. Okay.
Yeah,
There we go. That should help. Should, famous last words. There we
Oh,
go.
there we go.
There we got him. There we go. Now let me do that share
how's the
screen.
weather down there? You look like it's pretty warm.
Oh, we should have a
Amazing.
background.
Just amazing.
Let's see, so I'll-
Okay, so what, this is vehicles?
Yes.
Here, I'll get the photos there for you, Council.
Yeah, so it started April 24th this year. We received a complaint regarding a potentially illegal contractor's yard on the property. Inspections performed in July showed the equipment, a box truck, and unregistered vehicles in the front. Notice of violation was sent August 7th. Mr. Lato did respond, however, that's something I'll take responsibility for. I failed to see it, so that's apologies for that. A citation was sent 20 days after on the 27th. Then me and Mr. Lato had a meeting here on the 10th to discuss the situation. He showed me photos and everything, how like the tarp in the front and everything, there's just firewood underneath that. Talked to me about the situation with the unregistered vehicles, how one was moved to a compliant location, the other is due to issues is he's working on getting it moved or registered. And the issue remains with the box truck, which Mr. Lato says that he uses for his work. He works for a train company, so that's something that he uses for his day-to-day work. And that's why we're here pretty much to discuss the truck.
And if you just slide back, roll up. I
Sure.
just want to point out something. You can see from that
This one?
that truck is a single. It's not
Single axle.
How many trucks we deal with?
100, and I was
The last inspection I took, I did an inspection on the property after we met. That's the one that was remaining, that the white one with the ladders on top.
So you did a notice of violation?
Yes,
You did or didn't get a response?
I did. I failed to see it.
Okay, so at least he reacted.
Yes, and appreciate
And
it for that.
what other contact was it? The next thing was a citation.
Citation, yes, and I got contact from him again. I saw it, and we had a meeting on the 10th of September. So a few weeks
10th of
ago.
September?
Yes, so 2 weeks ago yesterday.
Okay, and what was the result?
We talked about the issue. He invited me to do another inspection of the property to confirm the firewood and how one of the unregistered vehicles was moved. I confirmed both of those. There's two unregistered vehicles. One was moved to a compliant location in a garage. The other is still there. He showed me a video. He's trying to having it towed, still waiting for an update on that. Towed or registered, he's willing to register that vehicle. It's parked in the front, that's the issue. And yeah, confirmed that the tarp was firewood. And when I did that inspection, the red truck was not there. The one that was in that previous photo was not there.
So
and,
what is there?
Right now, the white box truck. Which Mr. Lato claimed that he uses for his day-to-day work.
What's he need a tow for?
I'll let Mr. Lato explain that.
What's the thing to the right? What's to the right of the white truck?
That was from July.
That's from July. I didn't see that last time.
Oh, that's not there?
Mm.
Okay.
Let's make sure, I think I have a photo here and it wasn't there.
So,
I think, yeah.
so the white truck is okay, right? You got
It's-
your one commercial vehicle, or is that?
Size wise, it's kind of the issue that we had with the painter, just the size. We would staff would determine that.
What's the gross weight?
Gross weights was.
I know it's a
that-
3500. It's a 3500, and typically the Chevys are rated at their 1500 series are half ton. The 2500 series are 3/4 ton, and the 3500 series are 1 ton.
So it's a one, so, right, but what's
So
the
I mean,
gross?
it's a basic van. It's just a taller for walking
Box on
purposes.
Ladders.
they're referred to as cutaways, so it's a basic van, but they cut the body way so you can walk in it.
What's the cutoff? 12
For,
trucks?
it's 1 ton.
1 ton.
So 2,000.
No. That's the capacity.
Well, right, we don't have any
My
other
car is ton.
gross vehicle weight, right? That's it, the gross, so
Gross
If-
weight
if I
is-
may-
and capacity are two different things.
if I may, I believe we are reviewing this, obviously, at the commission level. And, I had made a recommendation that the determination for a commercial vehicle in residential zone be moved to a GVWR. And then that raised up to 12,000. So that includes everything from a
So if you're
3,500
trying to
and 350
Get this
down.
resolved, get this modified so that,
That is just always the grand assumption is, will the commission agree with me? And
no, I got
hopefully
that,
they
but you
do.
can't, yeah, I
They
mean, a regulation that says a 1 ton gross weight or a 1 ton truck is
Yeah,
the cutoff, then every truck out there is gonna be
Right.
overweight.
right.
May I add, there's no lettering on the truck.
I see that, there's no.
Right. There's no, there's no commercial lettering whatsoever.
Vehicle weight.
Well, also,
Gross,
Counselor, there's a small problem with the way the definitions are. It does. I need this bad boy to shrink.
Well, let's, before we get too bogged down in the
Mhm.
discussion about the truck, what issues are left to deal with?
The one unregistered vehicle, there's two, one was removed, one unregistered vehicle and the truck.
So if he removes the unregistered vehicle, what happens? Is he allowed to leave the truck there?
Those are
Or
two
is this
separate
one of those
items.
gray area
Well-
regulations where?
May
Not
I
close.
add, interject, I have moved that vehicle, that was there has a water pump issue on the vehicle. But I did move it around back, so it is not in sight, from the street at all. And I also offered to take the ladders off, if that would help, just I don't have to.
That's, and yeah,
think
that's
it'd be
why I
more of
want
a-
to bring up just for everybody's knowledge here, and I'll share the screen so you can see it there, Tony. Let
Yeah.
me see. Let's get back up there real quick. Share screen. Okay, you see it there, Tony?
Yes, yeah, it was, okay.
Perfect. So we have here, vehicle commercial, that's gonna be changed in my request as well. Any more vehicle with a commercial license plates or lettering markings, racks, or any other apparent accessories that make it intended use other than personal and or recreation.
In my Outback, is a commercial vehicle, because it has a rack on top.
Yeah,
I would, but I think it's again, this is the old saying, the intent of the regulation is a work rack.
You know what I think the problem is? You had somebody working on these regulations who doesn't know what a combination plate is because they're not Connecticut folks.
I like to be fair.
And there's so many things changed.
Well, I think the last part of that sentence would say your Outback is not a commercial vehicle.
Other than personal and or recreational transportation.
Oh, but I could be a house inspector. And
And I
go
would
around
say
with a ladder on my,
it's-
going around with a ladder
I
on
would
my
say,
back.
give me your address and we'll swing
Because
by.
some of those guys do this. You know, they for closings, they have small vehicles with a ladder.
I think that would be the.
Okay, so that's the commercial vehicle question. What about the unregistered one?
If the second one is moved, I can do an inspection and confirm that.
Moved off or moved out of the?
Moved
Right.
to either enclosed in the garage or in the back screened. And
Can I see the regulation? Can you bring up the regulation on that?
we do actually have two, the junk and unregistered, but this one's just unregistered, I think.
So definition of an unregistered vehicle?
No, what's allowed and what's not allowed.
how it's allowed use.
The Article 4, I believe.
That and
I think
we're gonna
personally,
need two,
yeah.
we're gonna need
Is
two
it
here.
like junkyard or?
Here's the use table here.
This is CD1M. This one.
Yeah. So,
Is there a use for unregistered
oh,
vehicles?
yes,
Everything's used.
right there, storage of not more than one unregistered
Well,
vehicle,
there you go. You're allowed one.
you're allowed one, correct. And then
That's
we-
NP all across the board.
of not more than one, so
Mhm.
they cannot have two anywhere across the board
Right, so
unregistered.
he's got one left.
It's got one, and then if we go to the,
Oh, then there's that L.
but it's not the L, no, actually the L is not here for that,
Mhm.
it's not there.
What
So,
page?
it just
Oh, look,
coming
it's right
slow,
here.
That's,
it's just coming slower,
yeah, I feel like I can do an inspection, confirm that's, if I don't see it, I don't see it, and it's.
The thing, in that zone, CD1M, all other vehicles that are not passenger vehicles, so unregistered vehicle would be included in
Wait a
that.
minute. Not more than. This doesn't make sense. Storage of not more than one unregistered vehicle
Is not permitted.
is not permitted it,
Yes.
I know
you can't
that,
have
but-
more than one.
but what the way this reads is
All the vehicles in rear yard.
storage of not more than one is not permitted.
Right, so you can store one.
This should say storage of one.
No, because then you couldn't have one.
Well, then you would change to,
Yeah, we went back and forth on that about 8 times.
I mean, this thing, you know,
18.
the guy that wrote these wouldn't understand it.
I mean, it could say storage of more than.
More than one. Or so more than one unregistered vehicles not permitted.
Well, no, the thing to do would say, storage of not more than one is permitted. You're allowed to have one, not more than one.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if I would read it that. I mean, I understand that would.
If the intent
technically
is,
correct, but it's not
if the
clear.
intent is you get one, then you just gotta find the right words.
Yeah.
Right now, it's an interpretation, right, that you're allowed one, is that it, or,
Yeah, and I think that's the way we would read that.
so he's okay with the one then?
Yes.
Now we're down to the commercial.
Mhm. Well, he does have to put that according to vehicular parking requirements of that zone, which are on screen. All other vehicles must be in the rear yard.
Which he said, which I want to confirm for inspection.
So the unregistered
Which is
vehicle
behind the front setback line.
plus 20 feet,
Yeah, 20 feet.
How the property works out, I believe it works if it's
30,
Oh, yeah.
in this case, it's 40 plus 20.
Yeah, okay.
CD1, I think 1M is 30, I think.
I'll be, well, no, hang on, I could be wrong.
All right,
I'm
so-
still learning
All
myself
right,
here.
so,
Okay, it is 30 and 20.
all right,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we're down
one,
to, we're down to the truck.
Pretty much.
Correct, yes.
And what does he need to do to bring the truck into compliance?
Why we're
The
here.
weight looks like we're okay.
Well, it will be okay.
Will,
All right, so
Pending
are we
approval
in
for
the
the,
discretionary zone here
It's in-
on this?
is my belief, yes.
Let's
Well-
ask the boss man.
Yeah.
Well,
My
I
paycheck.
mean,
Can we go back to the definition, please, just click on Article 9?
Mr. Lato, I'm sorry, you have to tolerate this,
It's all good and I appreciate the,
discussion here, but
Comments.
we're trying to resolve this with and for you.
I appreciate that. I see that.
And, okay,
And then go to the accessory use table.
for commercial vehicle.
it just says unregistered. Oh,
Nope, we
so-
have it right above it,
Yeah.
right here.
Not more than one.
See, this is
PL.
PL.
Mhm.
Right,
What's
so
on-
there's a
what is it,
limitation
CD
down
what?
here.
What are we in, CD?
One,
They're in the PL, one
Yeah.
of the PLs.
Yeah.
1M?
yes,
So if I
So
may,
here, PL.
and the L is,
If this meets the definition of commercial.
right here,
So now we gotta see what the L is.
this is it right here. And that's that 1 ton rated capacity.
Right, but it doesn't tell you what the gross is.
Well, no, not yet. I'm hoping that changes. I'm hoping that's taken into consideration, but there's a chance the commission can say, no, you're wrong, and they leave it at 1 ton.
Wait, storage of not more than one commercial vehicle shall be permitted in accordance with the applicable use table, subject to the following.
As long as it doesn't see.
As defined in chapters 246, which is pretty much all of the beginning of Title 14, and 14.1 defines everything you need to know about motor vehicles.
Yes, it does. There is a commercial vehicle definition there, as you know,
Yeah,
and it basically is, I'll be honest with you, I am not a fan of that definition in the statute, because it's basically says every vehicle that has a commercial plate except these four, which is like fire apparatus, farming equipment, a school bus, and like hazardous material for like septic. Everything else that has a commercial vehicle, like has a commercial plate on it, could be considered commercial, whether it's a passenger vehicle or
the
not.
plate,
That's part of
you
our.
have to qualify for the plate.
Well, I'm being a little facetious here, like that's,
No, I know, but a pickup truck can't get a passenger plate. It has to be combination.
has to be combination, right?
Because it's a commercial vehicle, sometimes used as a passenger vehicle,
Right,
or a passenger vehicle sometimes used as a commercial vehicle.
right.
Gets commercial, but gets a combination plate.
So, and that's why I believe
So
that
what
getting,
happens when you have a truck like, does this have a combination plate or a commercial plate?
Combination.
yeah,
Now what do you do?
I mean, in this situation, all things being equal, I would, the way it looks right now, I would say, well, look, okay, which does not exceed a 1 ton capacity. So in the general statutes, you can
See,
have a
that's the
commercial,
problem. They made it by capacity.
right, which is, I'm totally agreement with you. I never liked that. That came in 2012.
You can have a 1 ton capacity, but what's the empty weight,
Exactly,
you know?
exactly. And that's why I'm pushing a little bit to get that change to
So
GVW.
what do we do with this? We're
I mean-
down to the truck, right? Is
Well,
that-
Well, the thing is, even if let's say we change that, the gross vehicle weight rating, we get it to that. It would still have to be stored in the rear yard.
Why? Oh, it's
Because
gotta be.
Where it is
priced.
right now. Where it is.
No, it'd be in the rear yard.
Where it is, the rear, it's not in the front. It's not on the side.
Wait a minute.
Because move.
There's a unique to Norwalk definition of
You're an aerial picture?
front setback and rear yard.
Hang on.
Rear yard doesn't mean the same thing it used to mean. Rear yard is everything behind a line that's 20 feet farther into the property than the front setback, right?
So,
Pretty much.
So it is tight.
that,
I can't see where that.
see, I thought that white truck was up here.
It was.
It was here, so it has moved.
Oh, it's moved,
Okay,
so it's in the back.
I was looking at that picture. I was looking at this.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking at this.
The times I've seen it, it was in different
You
locations.
know, the name Foxworthy comes to mind.
We gun rack on it? Oh, sorry. Sorry, wrong joke, sorry.
No, the yard. You know, because it was unregistered vehicles there.
Yeah.
And, you know, a pile of firewood with a tarp on it.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a violation anymore?
The vehicle, the
Yeah,
box
it
truck.
adds of, technically
As
as of
of
today,
today,
it's
yeah.
still, it's clearly over a 1 ton capacity.
Mhm.
And it does have ladders and things on it,
What
so,
if they took, well, I don't know, is it more than a 1 ton capacity?
well, I'm going with it is, because like, as you were saying, a 1 ton capacity is a lot of vehicles, like my Jeep's over a 1 ton capacity. So, and this is
Nope.
much bigger than my Jeep, so I would contest that it is over one. I would contest it is over 1 ton
I've never
capacity.
seen a Jeep that would carry 1 ton of cargo.
It's not close to it, it's not over a ton.
It's a Gladiator
I think gladiators can, yeah, absolutely.
or the wagon. Anyway,
Yeah, but it's this vehicle that's in
Do
question.
you, but it's you got combination plates on it. Do you know your gross vehicle weight capacity, where you'd have a
No.
tear gross
Right.
number.
That I do not know. I know it's a 3,500, and like I was saying. When
Yeah,
you,
but it's a 3,500 with modifications on it, right?
it's
Got your
single wheel.
utility box.
It's single wheel though. So the heavy trucks
Well-
have dual wheel. That it's a single wheel rear.
Right.
It is a single axle.
Which model is it?
A Chevrolet
So
Express.
3,500, I think you were saying?
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, right, yeah, it's a
Couldn't
Chevy,
say.
yeah. Looks like, I mean, if it's like, if it's a 3,500. I get this up.
Well,
I mean, if we can even look that up, like,
Oh, right there,
well, that's a gross vehicle weight rating. I don't think we can look up capacity. Rating capacity, it's just,
AI answer.
I mean, it's always been like like I said, 1,500 is a half ton, 2,500, 3/4 ton, 3,500, 1 ton.
that's,
And then when you go into commercial, you're like the 450s and on up.
yeah, see, that's why I be honest with you, I've never. I mean, this goes back to, being a dead horse. I never liked that definition, because there's no way you can actually
The
look that up
Silverado
easily. You can't.
3,500 has a number of rated capacities, so we're not even okay, cargo capacity.
Right.
You know.
I think the general public would look at that vehicle and say that's a commercial vehicle. I think that's what, I mean, it's just, so it's really just a question of it, does it exceed the
Yeah,
capacity?
I would think so. But you're allowed one commercial vehicle?
Right, so then it's really the capacity question of where it's parked at that point.
Yeah, you gotta be in the back.
Mhm.
If you park it is it parked in the back?
It is. If you drove by right now, you would not see it.
And the other stuff that we saw in the street view picture is gone, the trailer and the abandoned car.
One, I still gotta confirm one of the cars, but I gotta.
So maybe we just,
We kick it over a month and then you do a couple of inspections and see what it looks
I
like.
think that's fair.
I can do that.
What do you think, Mr. Lato? We continue this is a brand new matter. We continue it a month, not doing anything on my end. But in the
Okay.
meantime, the staff will ride by a couple of times just to make sure everything is good. And if
Sure.
there aren't any more issues, we'll dismiss it.
All right, thank you.
And if, we get close to the meeting, he wouldn't
Yeah.
have to come, right?
Mhm.
We could just dismiss it, you report that it's okay, and we'll dismiss it. Okay. So the next meeting date, so you can mark it, is November 23rd?
October 23rd.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I got my months mixed up. October 23rd at 2:00
Mhm.
PM.
And I'll send an email for this,
Okay, Ian, thank you.
of course.
What's up there, Counselor? Yeah.
Over 23rd, 2024 at 2:00. Okay. All right.
Good, thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
You're gonna send.
All right, gentlemen, thank you much.
Okay,
No problem.
you.
Take care.
Have a good day.
Take care.
Thanks. What's
Okay.
that?
26 Wall Street and 336 Westport, the two vape shops.
Well, for Westport Avenue, nobody's here.
Yes, and I've had next to zero communication with them.
Well, what did you hear from them?
After I sent the first notice of violation, they contacted me asking what the notice is and how to rectify it. I told them I had no email, call, or any response after that. They acted without telling me remedying 2 of the violations, but not, there's 3 violations, remedy two of them, but they never submitted plans showing their vape area, like the situation with 26 Wall Street. They never did that, and throughout the whole thing, process.
Who's the vape shop? Is that the tenant or the landlord?
That is the tenant.
Are they violating the 1 mile rule?
We don't know because we don't know if they're a vape shop yet because they never submitted plans.
What'd you base your citation on?
That they, because they started advertising for selling vape, so, we took that as assumption that they're a vape shop, so we sent a notice of violation. With the condition that they just send us updated floor
Okay,
plans.
so if they are a vape shop, are they within a mile?
Then, the nearest one, they're,
They would not be there.
They would
no.
not be,
We've
no.
only classified one vape shop in
Mhm.
Norwalk at the moment.
Mhm.
And that's on Liberty Square, vape wise.
but even if they are, they still need a permit for it, because that is a new
Special
use.
permit?
It'd be a special permit.
Mhm. That is a new use, that's beyond retail.
So it's not just a vape shop when it's not allowed, it's a vape shop or a vape shop with more square footage than allowed, you need a permit
Mhm.
anyway.
Correct, yes.
Okay,
They also had, lots of signage issues. So
Yeah.
they fixed some of the signage issues, new sign issues came up. Zero contact with me, they got busted by the police for selling, fentanyl and THC.
fentanyl.
Yeah, I made a copy of the news,
Yeah, it's, coming down here. Do you have it in here by any chance?
Yeah,
What's with
yes.
The
Coming down.
tubing or lights, what are they? The outside?
they had one of those, the tubing lights were just, lights that ran across the, windows, which, new, regulation, that's not permitted. And the, inflatable tube man, like those car wash, inflatable ones, are also not permitted. They had both of those have been removed, but they put up new signs which are in violation. So the nature of the violation has changed, they still haven't submitted floor plans with us. So it's my recommendation that we collect the maximum fine and new citations be sent out for the new signage violations.
And Bob, the part of the things here, I think I would like to toss out there as well. These guys were arrested and shut down by the police department.
Mhm.
And then, so that would be my assumption that the owner,
Yes.
well, the owner was made aware of it, and then whoever was, busted or arrested, they either are out of the picture or, what have you. But now there's a new tenant in there. But it's because it's no, if you look at the
Is that the new
signage
tenant?
here, they took the sign from the previous tenant, which was Zaza.
Mhm.
They took that down and then they reopened again
Without the Zaza name.
without the Zaza name. So
So now they're. a new
I
tenant.
would make the case that they were shut down, somebody was thrown out.
Mhm.
And then the owner had to have known that happened. And then threw in another tenant with no permits regardless.
Mhm.
This is one of those situations, I think the owner knows good as well what's going on and he just doesn't care.
When was the citation issued?
Citation was issued. Citation,
August 27th.
yes, and it was delivered, by our constable.
When?
That was on the 4th of, September.
So the 14th was 10 days.
Correct, yes.
What's today? 25th.
25th, yeah. That was my recommendation that they get a $150 a day fine per the, for the tenant issues and two one-time 150 fees for each of the sign violations, because those were remedied. It took some time to remedy, but I feel like we should get some commandments for that new
Okay,
legal sign.
this is what your cited.
Mhm.
A section that deals just with the distance. Oh, here's another one, okay. Vape shop. 1 mile. No vape shop shall be closer to 1 mile. Placement of an inflatable tube man sign.
Or that's the proper definition, apparently.
Light strings. You can't do that?
No,
Couldn't
unless
you
it's for
consider the
safety.
sign?
Yes. Well, sign / improper illumination. Since
But
we
it
regulate
doesn't
that now.
say creation of a vape shop without a special permit.
Cause this one, they did receive a permit and COZC earlier this year when they applied under Zaza. But then they started as a smoke shop, but then they started advertising as vape. And that's what.
Right, but your citation doesn't say creation of a vape shop without a special permit. It only refers to the 1 mile.
Can you go to 4.3.8?
Sure.
That is the,
Because we're kind of limited by what the citation says. Now, the other tube thing
Alright.
looks right. And then the other one, the light strings are prohibited. What is that? Just more of a architectural?
Aesthetic.
facade looks-
aesthetic, yeah.
Gaudy kind of, yeah, try not to have those things. Yeah.
Okay, well, which, I mean, those two are, right on the money, but.
Oh, yeah.
The
Now,
other,
here's the vape shop, so there's where it starts right there. The following, and then right there.
okay, so you got first part. Second. Okay, so those are rules that apply, but are vape shops a use in the zone?
yes.
And I can get
And
that.
do
for
they
you.
have? Is it a special permit use?
Site plan.
Oh,
It's not.
CD3C, I believe, right?
Yeah, I'm
It
getting,
could be as of right, depending on. the
here we
site.
go. Yeah. CD3C.
They never
It
submitted
is
plans to,
Permit, it's permitted with limitations.
and
so-
the 1 mile thing is the limitation.
And all those other things.
Yes. Mhm. So since they started advertising as vape, that's when we sent notice, because.
So what they're doing is playing games.
Exactly.
So if we do a $3,000 fine. Based on, well, I'll do a $3,000 fine based on the following. The notice of violation was sent. When was that?
That was on,
7/25.
yes,
July 25th, 2024. There was a citation issued on
8/27.
August 27th
Mhm.
and served on September 4th.
correct, yes.
So the, and no request for a hearing,
No,
which means that the person 330 Westport Avenue LLC is deemed to have admitted the violations. I'm gonna go with the $150 per day, starting on, I believe, the 25th, which is the day after. And run it out to,
Of the notice or the citation?
no, the expiration of in other words, 10 days after the citation.
correct.
Runs out to $3,000, so
Let's make sure we did the math. right.
100 times 20 days.
So there was the 25th was so the 4th was the delivery of the citation by Peter.
Yeah,
Yes,
So that'd be.
the
so
date on it is one thing, but you really have to go by when it's served.
Served, right, so that's the 4th to
So
today.
it's the 4th,
21.
That
so
is
today is
21
21,
days.
I'm gonna count it starting the next day.
Okay, so, yeah, so you got 20 times.
And that's 20 times
150.
150 is
3,000,
3,000,
yeah, there we go.
right?
Yeah,
never good at math.
Oh, here it
Cool.
is.
that's, yeah.
Right, so
Was that per violation or per?
Cause I did also
I'm
want
just
to.
gonna do it on one, just do it on one citation.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I hear you, but
Yeah, that's. that's-
$3,000 is pretty hefty right off the bat.
And I'll be sending new citations for this, because.
And that'll close this, and you just follow up, and
With a new one,
if
right.
they're at it again, then,
And that's when we can forward up to corporation council.
see, then you don't need the notice of violation,
Mhm.
if it's the same as what's here.
Mhm.
Okay,
We'll see if they're busted
so
by
I
the
think I
police
said
again.
enough in the record.
Yeah.
Deemed admitted because there was no request for a hearing within 10 days.
Mhm.
And the fine is based on 20 days times $150 a day, starting on the 25th of, I'm sorry, the 4th. fifth, rather.
Mhm.
Starting September fifth to the twenty-fifth is 20 days times $150. Right, and that'll close this, and you deal with the
I'll increase
enforcement
that.
afterwards.
Sounds
Okay?
good.
What else?
I think we just got Wall Street.
Wall
there.
Street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Renier's,
I am, I'm looking at this as more of a discretionary decision than anything else. They would, from what I remember, the property owner was, responsive. They hired an attorney that came in and my guess is when the notice of violation went out, the landlord probably gave it to the tenant, thinking the tenant was gonna address it. Nothing happened. Then the citation goes, and then there's a meeting date, and that's when they hired Attorney Grenier. And he came to the hearing, represented that they were going to start an eviction immediately. But as it turns out, it wasn't necessary because they were able to meet the requirements for a hearing. Or for a permit, and got the permit. What I really don't think is a good message is to fine the landlord because the tenant dragged his feet paying the fee. They did everything else, and the landlord pushed them to get a permit. I just don't see a need for a fine.
okay, what would your thoughts be on maybe not dismissing this, but let's just to make sure they're true to their word, that they follow through the process, because they haven't gotten
They paid it.
well, they still haven't gotten any of the other associated municipal permits.
Yeah, but we can't.
Well, we haven't,
Your citation doesn't address that. I'm limited by what the citation says.
was it without permits or without a certificate?
I sent it without,
I always say, see, that's my practice, I do a
Yeah.
certificate.
See, that's the
Yeah.
thing, the citation defines what your violation.
What
is.
section there?
I did a 4.3.9.a, the principal uses use, yeah.
Yeah. So I would respectfully retract that. I would like to say, from now on, I think we should include, 8.
If it's in,
Eight,
if
10.
it's in here, if it's
Yeah,
not in
8,
the
10.
regulations, you can't make it up.
Eight.
No, what I'm saying is, so
B.
we have 8.11.B1, which is, for certificates.
Oh, before I forget, because we're still on.
We're still on.
Westport Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
Did you certified that there's no response to your citation?
Yeah, I'm not certified yet, but I can.
And no request for a hearing.
I'm not certified yet, but I can certify, I make that
Yeah, well,
certification today.
you can certify
Yes.
that order.
Yeah, I do certify that no request for a hearing was made and no response was made for the citation. And verbal or in writing to me, Ian Hall, Deputy Zoning Inspector, or CT.
And
they're
then one shed, man.
fine.
Other than one.
Again, they're probably too busy dealing with the police to bother with me.
That's right. Okay, so now we're gonna get to talk about Wall Street. So
Street.
you understand my point.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. No, I understand and you're absolutely correct.
Mhm.
I'm, this for, I always throw the certificate in there because the certificate is what triggers, the need for a certificate is what triggers the need for an inspection. And that to me is what verifies they actually did what they were supposed to do on the permit. So,
Some new ones for the sign and that, yeah, tomorrow.
better not be, I don't have a roof in my car right now. Thank you.
And one thing I didn't do that I told you I was gonna do is, take a look at some things and make some suggestions.
Are we, finito here?
So I
for the-
think we're done, right?
Yes.
No other business to address,
No,
then our, meeting is. closed.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, and we will be here
Thank you,
tomorrow.
everyone.
Yeah, well, I will be here tomorrow for my hearings with Attorney Olbers at 3 p.m. if anybody is interested.